One. Hello there to everyone out there. Welcome to another night of streaming with my good friend Efree, my brother
Hey
from
guys, how
another.
you doing? Hey, thanks for having me again, Matt. A lot of fun to be on this.
And while we're waiting for people to get in, just to say some hi, some nice people. Hi there, Bobby. Hope
Hey
you're doing well.
Bobby, what's up, Bobby? How you doing?
DJ Mexicano, hello there.
Hey, hola DJ, ¿cómo estamos?
Let's see, just again saying a little bit hi to some people as they come in. Hello there, Casey. Hope you're doing well.
Hey Casey.
Now, before we get into it, uh, uh, this guy here is Rich. He is a writer who worked with
Oh,
Oliver Gruner.
this is the guy. Oh, cool.
Now, he's got some stories I won't tell so that he don't get in trouble,
Oh, of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
but very good guy out here.
He's the one that mentioned to you to do the video on that other one, that recent Oliver Gruner one, right? The
Scepter,
Yeah, that one. I think
yeah.
that was him. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I can understand he's got to be careful because of lawsuits and whatnot. Or Oliver Gruner might catch him and start beating him up or whatever. It's understandable. It's totally cool. No worries.
So it's
Hey,
hello there,
Caleb.
Caleb.
How you
Hello
doing?
there, Johnson.
Greetings. Fada. How you doing? What's up?
Hey there, Johnny.
Johnny Jerry. What's up? All right. With you rocking Nick Cage. Cool. All right, man.
You go.
Of course, what's up? There you go.
Hey there, DJ. Very nice guy.
Very good, DJ. Very good. Not bad. I'm doing decent, not too shabby. That's all. I'm just wearing my summer shirt. That's all. Retiring the white V-neck shirt, which I now probably wore it out. Hey, nice to meet you, dude. Great, no doubt, man.
Hey there, Chaz. Very nice
Chaz,
guy.
what's up, Chaz?
Hello there, Austin.
Austin,
Um,
premeditator. Yeah, how you doing?
Another nice guy there. Hey there,
The
bro.
one and only Brian Stipe, no doubt.
Now, hey, since people are in here, go tell the story you were telling. You went to the Thane screening,
Yeah,
and the experience wasn't the best. And it seems like you're not the only one because there's been a bit of a controversy with the Fathom events of the Thane
yeah,
showing in theaters.
Yeah, cause I went with my uncle last weekend for Father's Day because he introduced me to the film at a very young age and whatnot. So I wanted to pay it forward, and I told him to show it in the big screen. He's like, "Okay, that's cool. Let's check it out." And it was a pretty decent, turnout. There were like maybe 15, 17 people in the auditorium. We got there. It was supposed to start at 3, but they didn't start the projection until 20 after 3. And when the projection started, the only part that was out, that the part of the screen you saw was directed by John Carpenter, and then the UFO comes, and then by the time the title sequence came, yeah, exactly, Michael, you're right. And when the title sequence came, that's when the lights went down and everything, and no surround sound. Uh, it was nice looking the screen, but I know reading up this past week, I heard that the film actually made it to the top 10,
Yeah.
so it made some money. Okay, that was interesting. Or, a re-released movie made it to the top 10. That was amazing. But the fact is, Mick Garris, I believe, along with John Carpenter, were not happy with the way, like somebody just brought up right now, the way the format was done. It wasn't in widescreen. And I know even my uncle mentioned, where's the surround sound? There's a theater. Why don't there no sound or nothing like that? It's like, God forbid, they put all that shit for the newer movies. They didn't want to give it to this. I don't know why and everything. But I thought that was interesting that Fathom Events is in deep shit. And then I heard that it was a two night screening. We went Sunday afternoon, and then the last one was on Wednesday. And I heard the Wednesday one got canceled.
Well, I have the quote from Mick
Oh,
Garris.
beautiful! You got it right there. Go for it, Matt.
I just got back from John Carpenter's masterpiece at the Fathom events, and I will never ever see a Fathom event again. I would recommend that you avoid them like the plague. The film was shot in 235 widescreen, but was shown in 185, literally cutting out a third of the film. The picture was soft focus, low resolution, and the digital image was out of registration, so all objects were rimmed in red on one side and blue on the other. all moving all the way through the movie, stuttered, like trying to watch Netflix with a really bad Wi-Fi signal. So that
I
was
don't
his
know.
experience.
Wow, I don't know if I had that bad of experience, with the stuttering and stuff. It's just no surround sound, and plus it wasn't as wide. It whatnot. But on the positive, it was nice to see a younger Kurt fucking Russell with his beard. I mean, he wasn't Santa Claus, and he was firing flamethrowers, blowing up monsters and whatnot. I saw Willy Wonka, and they were wow. Not even those films had it. Oh man, that's terrible. Especially the Wizard of Oz. Wow, you would think that part, of course, of the house falling out. You get that right there and such. Wow.
I guess they cheaped out. So yeah, that's you can't cheap out on people that don't want to be vocal.
Especially the tickets are a lot more pricier than a regular ticket because I believe it's $20 a pop.
That's how much it was for you?
$20 a pop. 20 for me, 20 for Uncle, and whatnot. And everything. It was it was nice to go to a theater with him to finally see this classic film. So that there is a positive there. But I agree, they should have put more of the trimmings on it. Come on, it's 40 years old, and whatnot. I hope Phantom Events gets their head out of their ass. Maybe do something, make up for it later this year when they're doing Poltergeist and I believe Rat the Con. So they better get take some notes. Listen to the masses. Especially if you're charging $20 a ticket, serious business. Normally it's like almost what, 17, 16 bucks almost. That's on a regular ticket for a new movie, but for $20, give me at least the sound, at least, and everything. But it was fun to be in the theater though, because I know David Clennons and T.K. Carter. Whenever they came on screen, the audience came to life. Everybody loved those characters a lot, especially with David Clennon. I'll fly you up. Forget it, Palmer. Thanks for thinking about it, though. That's like the biggest giggle in the theater. Well, of course, the scene with the spider head. You gotta be fucking kidding. Dad got a big laugh. And then T.K. Carter. Maybe we're at war with Norway. Dad got a big laugh. And everything. It's just fun. It was a nice reaction. The theater after the movie ended, everybody gave it applause, which was nice. And everything,
Very cool to hear. Yeah. At least that.
Yeah, I would have loved to have you. You would have been great over there, Matt. Forget about it. I had my Thing shirt, which I should have wore when I did this thing. I had the poster of a T-shirt I bought a few years back. I think I bought a couple of shirts. I think I might have sent you one, but I know it doesn't fit no more. The one that has the face.
Yeah, I still have it.
Oh, you still do? Okay, cool. I know you said it doesn't fit. It has the face right there, which sadly that's supposed to be Eric Olsen, which we fortunately found out about thanks to the shitty prequel and whatnot, who that person was.
Yeah.
Great. But classic film. I mean, I was nice to see it in the theater. I agree with Mick Garris though. It should have been, granted he had a worse experience. He had a bad experience with stuttering. I know John Carpenter didn't seem that upset about it, but he understands why people were disappointed. I'm sure he's just shocked that wow, it made the top 10. Because I know these days John Carpenter looks at more dead presidents and money when it comes to anything of his. Hence why he's producing all these fucking Halloween movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that Jason Blum is going to fuck up another franchise now?
Nightmare on Elm Street? Yeah.
It is not going to end. He figures, okay, I got Halloween. That got jump-started. That's wrapping up. Let me get another franchise. No Robert Englund. No Freddy Krueger. Period. That's it. No way. Not gonna be able to do it.
Not interested at all. I should stop. Like a lot of these franchises should just absolutely stop.
I feel I almost feel like Tom Atkins from Halloween 3. Okay, we got that franchise done. Okay, now we got the next channel. Say, turn it off. Stop it. Hey, Mikey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, man. What's up?
All right, awesome. I'm doing all right. I just got back from work. It's an insanely hot day today over here in Vancouver. It's 98 degrees.
And that is Vancouver, Washington, folks, not Vancouver, Canada. So it's not that hot in Canada. Yeah, man. Tell me about it. I'm wearing a summer shirt or whatnot. A mosquito ate me up this morning, man. Fuck that. Even though it looks small on the camera, but
fucking mosquitoes, man.
Fucking mosquitoes, yeah.
Fucking skeeter.
Skeeters. Goddamn skeeters. I'd knock them the fuck out if I could. Oh man! Now I was telling
It
Matt.
just reminds me of that scene in Poltergeist. You know,
Which one?
where when Craig T. Nelson and Joe Beth Williams go to the neighbor to ask them if they had any disturbances.
Oh yeah.
And they're just constantly getting eaten up by these mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're like, yeah. Do you get any you know? Oh, you know that's getting
Yeah, it's getting a 4K. It's also getting a 4K Poltergeist.
Oh really? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Any
it's coming out in
documentary?
September. Probably not. Knowing it's Steven Spielberg, like
Of course.
the fucking schmuck that he is, they'll probably block the special features or documentary or anything. I will be stunned if it does have features. I would be.
I would just love for one time just to admit it. Admit it. Look, okay, Toby Hooper, he was there. I had him there doing that. I had to direct it because everybody always talks about him. Even he slips it out and says a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like when Indiana Jones 3, they wanted to make a haunted house movie. Oh, I already did a haunted house movie. How do you do a haunted house movie? You didn't direct anything. Haunted house. What do you mean? I asked Steven, what do you mean? Remember that?
Well, I mean, on another movie, the same thing I think happened with Dredd.
Yeah.
Yo, Pete Davis and Alex Garland. Travis, yeah. Pete Travis, yeah. Yeah.
That director should mention that about what happened with that, like who directed what, because Carl Urban said the writer directed it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'd be nice if there was a nice documentary, especially since the film has a fan base. I don't know, but and plus the movie is I don't know if it'll matter, but this September is celebrating 10 years. But what's 10 years? I know they're gonna say that. Oh yeah, Mike, I did go see the thing on the big screen.
Yeah, I heard that release was fucked up and they used the wrong aspect ratio and had all kinds of issues. That's what I heard about that release.
In the theater I went to, they started the film late. So the movie started, it says directed by John Carpenter. And then the light's not even on yet until the UFO goes into the atmosphere and that's when someone shuts off the fucking lights.
Like it was so bad that Mick Garris made a tweet and he was you should just watch it on Blu-ray or 4K at home. Like why?
But did you also hear that it made the top 10? It made some money.
That's nice. That's good.
It actually made the top 10. I'm sure John Carpenter's
I
happy
saw
about
it.
that.
I saw it in the theater already. I saw it in 70 millimeter. Although I didn't see it at the best angle. My friend and I had to be seated at the far end of the theater, so at the end of one of the aisles, which sucked. But I still technically did see the thing in the theater and in 70 millimeter, which is something that's pretty rare because
you got to see the bearded Kurt fucking Russell burning up fucking burning up monsters. Yes.
Fuck you too.
That's right. That got the biggest cheer in the theater. Fuck you too. Yeah. Like Kurt fucking Russell. My uncle never noticed the scene. We know when he takes the dynamite, he throws it at David Clennon's Palmer, and he gets blown back. My uncle never noticed that. I showed it to him. Look at this scene. He goes, "Oh shit, he got blown back." Yeah, thanks to the commentary. Yeah, that Kurt Russell brought that up. Oh yeah, I did listen to the commentary track for Breakdown. Yeah, Kurt fucking Russell was great in it. Yeah.
I still need to get that Blu-ray. I pre-ordered it initially, and then I canceled it because Amazon was taking forever and a day to ship it. So I still need to get that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good Blu-ray. Good interviews and such. Good shit.
But let me just go through some people in the chat. First up, Ford Fairlane saw it for the first time.
Fucking classic. So underrated. It's honestly definitely my top 5 of favorite films of 1990. I really, really love that movie.
Where are you from? We're from Wisconsin. Where are you from? I'm from my dad's balls. Get the fuck out of here.
From my dad's penis. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a fun movie. I gotta get the Blu-ray is so
Suzuki Samurai, you Bensonhurst piece of shit.
There's an interview, a podcast I heard Robert Englund on with that Inside You, Michael Rosenbaum.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked him about Ford Fairlane. He had a lot of stuff to talk about Ford Fairlane. He actually liked Andrew Dice Clay. I know originally that was supposed to be Billy Idol. That's why he's got an accent. He's basically doing an impression of Billy Idol. But I thought he did a better Billy Idol than Billy Idol. Hello, hello, hello.
I was like, hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, fun stuff. He's proud of the film. That was nice. And when it'd be nice if someone could talk to Andrew Dice Clay about it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear his thoughts on it.
Hear his thoughts on it. I mean, how does he reflect?
I don't know if he talked about it in his biography. I think he might have, but I haven't gotten his autobiography yet. I want to, though. It's called The Filthy Truth. I'd like to get that.
That's a hell of a title for him. The Filthy Truth.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Title, yeah. Oh.
Mano and mano. What
does that mean?
What does that even mean?
Yeah. Oh, man.
But yeah, a lot of people didn't understand. Seemed that was a outright smart parody of action films.
Yeah,
it was.
No.
It was. Put it this way.
Fox definitely got it, and so did the people behind, looking for directors for Die Hard 2. Like, they understood.
I mean, I look at it this way. What Deadpool did back in 2016, Dice did it back in 1990.
Yeah.
If you think about it, that's basically what he did. He did it first. It's just granted, I guess it's all about timing. So, I mean, Ryan Reynolds got the market right.
Also, Dice at the time, he was still selling out stadiums, but there were a lot of he was very controversial. Like there was a lot of backlash when it comes to.
And then the whole Arsenio Hall interview thing where he made this, what you want to say, a real emotional speech, or was he milking it, or hamming it up? Because I know later on when he came back to the show, but you did your whole Elvis voice and everything like that. I don't know if you were serious. No, I was serious. Once again, how does Andrew Dice Clay look back at that whole thing now in retrospect?
And of course, Ed O'Neill on that, he was
stellar
too.
Booty time across the USA. Booty time, yeah, great.
Fruit my balls.
Booty time,
span. That's what I think of you.
Everybody puts his nose close to his. I want to know what you think of anus. It's Amos, not anus. He puts his nose close to his. Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. He's in that one. He's a lot of fun. Yeah, I know we lost Gilbert
Johnny
Gottfried.
Crunch.
Yeah.
He also has Brandon Call, the kid from Blind Fury. He's also in that as the kid.
Yeah. It was fun, a lot of fun, that movie. I gotta get the Blu-ray. Plus, David Patrick
the Blu-ray's
Kelly.
out of print. I got the Australian release. That's what I have. I have the Australian or German release. It's either Australian or German.
Is there anything missing or added to the film? Because what happened to Nemesis? Because there was a German release of Nemesis.
No, it's the same as the Anchor Bay out of print release, but it has a few little extra featurettes that are on the DVD or whatever, something like that. And it has the better cover art. It has the Art Deco 50s style.
I seen that poster. Yeah, that was it was the one that was in some of the posters for the ad. Yeah, fun movie, very fun movie. So what you believe? We have the crazy guys on here tonight. Look at that! My surprise, goodness, wow.
Now this is a good question. Movie's so boring they put you to sleep.
Time Rider. I still haven't seen the movie because every time I try to watch that film, I fall the fuck asleep.
I got a controversial one. I know it's gonna piss people off, and I'm gonna say this right here, right now. If you love the film, you love the series of films, power to you. To me, I tried to watch the first one, and 4th time I watched it, I was a snooze. I was asleep. Lord of the Rings, and that wasn't even the director's cut. That was the theatric cut.
All right.
The theatric cut.
That's fine. I got another epic, Kingdom of Heaven. I still haven't seen that movie all the way.
Same thing.
I fell asleep multiple times in the theater.
I did it one time. I fell asleep on cable, and it wasn't even that late at night. It was early. It was 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
How about you, Matt?
When I saw Tomb Raider 2 in theaters, I fell asleep.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, don't blame you. Cradle of Life. Yeah. That is pretty dull.
And movie's so boring. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Fucking Twisted Pair.
4 hours. 4 hours. I'm never gonna get back. I nosed off in the middle of that, and I didn't want to rewind it back to find out what I missed. I'm like, fuck this. I missed whatever I missed. Everybody's in slow motion so much you fall asleep. Oh, you heard about Efree Amelia, whatever his name is, Mike? What's your 2 cents on that?
Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
He's a head case.
Yeah.
The last slumber party, I slumbered and fell asleep. I kind of blame the alcohol though, because that's a day where I like actually drank.
Ooh.
And because I turned 21 and I was alone at the
Okay.
house, and there was like a bottle of wine.
Okay.
And I think that's probably why, but also the movie was terrible.
Mhm.
Like started watching it, and then I guess I fell asleep because then I woke up and then the end credits are rolling. So yeah, the last slumber party.
Wow. But you did the slumber. You went. That's what that is.
Yeah,
You actually sleep all week. This.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh God.
Now, I know this film is coming out. I have not seen it, but Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. There's a new Beavis and Butthead film.
I haven't seen it yet. I do
Me neither.
have it. I can send you a link, Matt, sometime
I wouldn't mind seeing the link.
through my services.
Send me the link, and I'll send Efree the link.
Yeah, pretty please.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, Mike, by the way, thank you for the Chip and Dale one. That was badass.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
Yeah, man.
You're welcome.
Very good. That was my number 2 favorite of the year so far. Yeah, Chip
That
and
was a
Dale.
fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Beavis and Butthead into the universe. They still are the same. There's not a lot of woke stuff. In fact, there's a really funny bit that I heard where they realize that they have white privilege, and then they just act like a bunch of jackasses and think they can get away with it because they're white. Because they completely just, it could confuse the message, and it's I've heard it's pretty funny because it's the typical sort of Beavis and Butthead kind of thing.
Well, that's one thing about those guys. I think if Mike Judge, he's in control of it. He knows how to steer the ship.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed if you gave it to somebody new who doesn't know nothing about the content, they'll fuck it up. So
there's a lot of multiverse stuff though too, a lot of different sort of buttheads. So that's something that I heard as well.
That's interesting. So I know I seen an interview with Mike Judge. He's been talking about he had this idea for years. Mm-hmm. Right after Do America, he had this idea, but for some reason or another, it stood on the back burner for so many years. Whether it be he was worn out.
Well, I know he didn't want to do another Beavis and Butthead movie after Do America because it was kind of a difficult process, I guess, working with the studio. So I think that's another reason why he didn't do it for so long.
And plus, he was already finding the mainstream success with the King of the Hill, which I can never get into. King of the Hill. I know he had mainstream success.
I don't mind King of the Hill, but I don't love King of the Hill. King of the Hill is one of those shows that I remember like catching reruns on like the CW or whatever, and if it was on and there was nothing else on, like I'd watch it, but that was really about it.
Yeah, pretty much. How about you, Matt? Did you ever catch King of the Hill?
A little bit of it, but it's been a long while since I've seen it, so I can't form a good opinion on it. It's probably since over 10 years since I've seen an episode.
Oh, okay.
But shout out first off to Bobby. Thank you. Films that you were looking forward to until you saw it and you were surprised you liked it.
There's a couple of them.
For me, I know for Mike, Captain America would be one of them.
Yeah.
I don't stuff.
Yeah, I remember the animated stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're pretending to be disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain America Theater.
I don't know why my camera is flickering, folks. Forgive me. I think I might have to do something with like having 3 cameras on at once or whatever, or I have auto set up for
Zardos.
No, not quite to that point. Maybe it's because I have auto exposure on.
Oh, you do? Okay.
But
like for me, it would be World War Z and Pain and Gain are 2 of them.
Yeah.
That I wasn't looking forward to, but they surprised me. They were better than
those surprised me as well. I got to be honest, because I remember both of us were like very iffy on.
That's iffy, not Efree, guys. Remember that.
Yeah, we were very iffy on them.
Yeah.
And they definitely did surprise us.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, there's probably some more that I could think of, but like it's just not popping in my head. at
Well,
the
I
moment.
remember I revisited a film from I saw it one time back in cable back in the day, and I revisited it during the pandemic. And I know I mentioned it to Matt. I think I requested it for Matt. Matt saw it, and he loved it a lot. All American Murder. Because I saw it at a young age. I didn't remember it. I was thinking I would have hold up. But I saw it. I really loved it. One of Christopher Walken's on the overlooked movies.
I still need to see that one.
Another one is the first Sonic the Hedgehog.
The first Sonic the Hedgehog. That was another one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I was kind of leery about that as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
That was a good one. I like the first Sonic the Hedgehog.
This isn't necessarily something I wasn't looking forward to, but I wasn't as big on it as others were. Like the Batman. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, like I have to go see it. Like I must see it. And then I saw it and I really liked it. So it did surprise me in that regard, in terms of the fact that I really liked the movie, not just thought it was okay. You know, that kind of thing.
I saw trailers to it. I really loved the trailers, the use of the Nirvana, Something in the Way and whatnot. And the trailer's well done, but I was afraid that I was going to get so hyped up. It's easy to get sucked into it. You get hyped up to it. And then you see it like 3 hours, I don't know. And then when Matt did his thing and he tested the water, and I seen the whole Tim Burton little short thing you did. I love that, by the way, Matt. The music thing you did for it and whatnot. I said, fuck it. He loved it. I'm going to go give it a shot. So I went and I'd seen it. And I loved it. It's my number one favorite of the year. What's your top 3 films of the year so far? Well, that's easy for me. I mean, I could say The Batman. I could say Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers. And, well, I'll probably say Top Gun Maverick, but it might go down a little bit if I see other ones. But for right now, those are 3 ones I enjoyed this year so far.
For me, this probably comes as a surprise to some people because this is a film that is not really talked about that much. Fresh is number 1 for me. I really liked that movie. It was like a very twisted, dark take on a rom-com that had cannibalism and stuff like that. Sebastian Stan is in it.
Oh, okay. I seen the trailer to that. The trailer was very mysterious. Okay, it was good.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Interesting. Okay.
And mainly the reason why it's like that high on my list is not because it's like 100% unique and original in terms of the story, although I think it did have some stuff that was pretty cool in that regard. But the performances, the music choices, they use "Obsession" by Animotion in a really cool montage, and I just love the way it looked. Like it was just directed in a way that was just so delectable and amazing. So that's number 1 for me. Number 2 would probably be, I really like Top Gun Maverick. I did really enjoy that film. I saw it twice in the theater, so that I would probably put that there. And then the Batman. But I also really like Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, because I got caught up on a lot of the 2022 films that I wanted to see during the time when I was sick.
Okay.
So like I just watched like a ton of them. So Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was good too. I liked Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought that was good. I liked that one. Had some really great
Michelle
visuals.
Yeoh film.
And I believe also the actor from Goonies,
Jonathan K. Kwan.
He's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard he came out of retirement because he really liked the script.
He was fantastic, especially for a guy who hadn't acted in over a decade.
He was saving it up. He was saving it up.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I heard decent things about it. So even though
the
that's
ending, I agree with
824,
Matt. The ending is a little bit of a cluster. I wasn't that satisfied by the ending either, to be honest.
And I'm not mistaken, that's A24, right?
Yeah, I would say though it's like probably my favorite A24 film.
Wow. Have you seen it, Matt?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
The ending, it's not that it's a downbeat or anything ending, it's just it's a bit
ambiguous.
No, I wouldn't say ambiguous. It's just there's certain things I wanted to do that I would prefer it. It's just certain preferences I wanted out of it without spoiling it. But I mean, it's definitely worth a watch.
All right, that's cool.
Pretty fast paced.
Because I know Michelle Yeoh did an interview where she was talking about her past films or whatnot, and she mentioned the script. and she was actually brought to tears talking about the film. So I'm guessing she's really proud of the role and
I
whatnot.
also liked The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the Nicolas Cage
I have to see that.
meta movie.
I have to see it. I have to see it.
And I saw The Lost City, the Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum movie. Like, it was okay. Like, I didn't think it was amazing or anything, but it was decent enough. It was entertaining. It was a lot better than Uncharted. Uncharted was awful. That sucked ass.
Was it trying to be Romancing the Stone in a sense?
Similar, but like not as good.
Okay.
But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if Matt winds up liking that more than Romancing the Stone, because I know he's not that big on that film.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, exactly. I'll put it that way. There's other ones I prefer more from Michael Douglas than Romancing.
I don't mind the film. I grew up with the film. The one I'm not too big on is Jewel of the Nile, because I just didn't care much for the villain, and when it has a nice action sequence with the F-16 on the ground, and it's like asteroids, and I like that scene. But
I don't remember the villain in the first movie.
There's the guy with the hand.
Was it Omar Sharif, I think, or something?
No, so looking like Omar Sharif. They get an alligator.
Yeah. That's how memorable he is.
Yeah,
is it Omar Sharif?
Well, I think he's still more memorable than Daniel Radcliffe in The Lost City.
Mm-hmm.
My top three would be the Batman, Rescue Rangers, and Sonic 2.
Okay,
cool.
Sonic 2 I didn't mind, but I prefer the first film. I know Matt.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
I know Matt, you summed it up pretty good, because you say it's almost like what happened with the original Ninja Turtle movies. How one movie is this tone, and then the second film is a different. I mean, not that different tone, but it's different animal. So I can understand what you mean by that. And so imagine like the heart that the first one had. The second one, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, but it was a time waster. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with the third film, because I know they greenlighted it so fucking fast before even the second film was released. That's how confident the studio was.
Yeah, I mean, both Sonic films have set records. They're the highest-grossing video game movies of all time.
Yeah, pretty much right now the successful ones.
Yeah, although Uncharted did make a lot of money, which made me sad. I was like, really? That made that much money? That film sucked. It was so bad.
Oh, God.
Real quick, a shout out to Bobby, and he has a question for you, Mike. I don't know this guy's reviews.
I don't know if I have a favorite of his, but I am subscribed to him. He does a lot of like cult movie reviews. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but he's a pretty solid reviewer. I would recommend him to anyone that's into like cult movie.
Oh, so he sort of does the stuff like Good Bad Flicks does, right?
Similar, yeah, absolutely, very similar. But I prefer Good Bad Flicks.
Yeah, Cecil. Yeah, I've been watching that guy for years.
Yeah, I've been a long time supporter of his for a long time, and we're actually Facebook friends. And he's been commenting on my page every now and then.
Yeah. If it was done back in the maybe 1980s and 90s, around that era, when James Cameron had his balls. And Paul Verhoeven,
I will elaborate on a lot of this. I've had numerous fantasies as a kid of a RoboCop versus Terminator movie.
Sexual fantasies.
No, not that kind of.
He's on his own there.
Not those kind of fantasies. But
RoboCop.
Like that's a whole new meaning to the
Joe
term
Kinnaman. RoboCop.
But anyway.
Terminators.
I had ideas of like Cameron and Paul Verhoeven like co-directing the movie. The two of them collaborating, because it's like a fantasy. Like it's what it's
Paul Verhoeven's a showgirls. Again, going back to the fantasies.
Yeah, having James Cameron and Paul Verhoeven co-direct the movie, having Schwarzenegger and Peter Weller as RoboCop and the Terminator.
Sequel to Showgirls.
And there'd be like a movie that cost like an insane, obscene amount of money, because that's the way to make it actually work and
for the Robo Strippers.
No, that's the Total Recall remake with the Robo Strippers. Remember with the robot prostitutes in that movie? That's one of the few things that I was able to actually remember from my most recent viewing of the Total Recall remake.
I think
got-
if you did this film animated would be the way to
Yes,
go.
nowadays absolutely. I want to see this animated because then Peter Weller actually might do the voice if you pay him enough money. And Schwarzenegger hasn't done a lot of voiceover stuff, but I think he might be willing to give it a shot because it's something he hasn't done a whole lot of.
Anything with Terminator on it, Arnold is there pretty much. I mean, even in the shittier movies we got, Arnold is there.
Yeah.
He's like, "Is Terminator? Am I getting paid? Okay. Hasta la vista, baby." You come in there, he'll do it more likely. And shit.
Well,
I
he
will
did
not-
Junior, so I mean, an animated RoboCop versus Terminator movie. You know, like I don't think he did the voice stuff for Mortal Kombat though.
Did he? I thought he did. Oh no, he didn't. No, I don't think he
No,
did.
Peter Weller did though.
And along with Lyndon Ashby and I believe Bridget Wilson. I've seen clips of those. Stallone, he did Rambo. Actually, his Rambo avatar in Mortal Kombat looks better than the bullshit game they tried to do a few years back.
Yeah, fucking game.
Yeah, she looked better. Yeah, that should look better. And such.
But yeah, if you did that with anime, it would be interesting, but it would never happen because
Right.
they
I
don't
think it'd
want
be cool to just do an anime.
Plus, they
like
just want
an
to
animated anime or animated series, like a mini series on Netflix or something, or Amazon. Because now but that would have to be RoboCop though. I think that would probably
in the day of pussies.
Yeah.
The pussies, but right, PC is the more the PG pussy.
I think there's a bit of a
Pussy
pushback
gatekeeper.
though recently, which is really surprising to see because you look at the box office for Top Gun Maverick, like that film has been an enormous soaring success. It's the highest grossing film worldwide this year. It beat out Doctor Strange
and
too.
someone mentioned Lightyear bombed.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Lightyear bombed, and
Yeah.
so that's the example of a bit of a pushback going on with the way things are with certain films and leads and the approach that they're taking.
We want our macho leads back. We want somebody with chest hair back kicking ass. That's what it is, That's what it is. I think what is also the reason that Top Gun Maverick made this big box office is because everybody it's like a horny person waiting for pussy. They finally got it after 2 years.
Yeah.
If someone's starving, they throw you a cracker. It's good like this. And after a while, you're like, I just got crackers. But I mean,
I think also Top Gun, the first film, is such a huge iconic film, and it had a wider reach than a lot of these Marvel films did. It got a lot of older people into the theater that might not have even bothered going to the theater otherwise. And I think it was so good and surprisingly good that it really sparked a pretty big word of mouth. So that got more people to go see it as well.
Plus, waiting so long for it. Remember, it got pushed back. The first pushback was because of reshoots.
I mean, we had like at one of my other jobs,
and then of course that's one. 4 times.
At my job at the craft store, we had
how good is going to be
a model of the plane from Top Gun Maverick, and we had it there for like 2 years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, it's because people are just tired of the ridiculous agendas and everything going on, where it's just tiresome. And
exactly,
people like a good old-fashioned good versus evil story from back in the 30s and 20s of get into comic books and everything in between. People like escapism. They don't want a bunch of sissies in reality.
Of course.
Talk about
that's why I totally see this movie Bros, which is like it's like a gay romantic comedy. It's a gay rom-com about a gay guy, which is not, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Of course.
It's just one of those movies where it has a line of dialogue where it's like, remember straight people? They had a nice run. Like that's an actual line of dialogue in the trailer for that movie. Wow. That film was going to tank. It's not going to do well. And then you're going to have all these critics and all these people who are going to blame the fact that people are just homophobic on the reason why it bombed.
Well,
and
maybe
they're
they
not
shouldn't
gonna
be
take
straightophobic.
responsibility. Yeah, I mean, you should
Maybe
have
it's-
lines of dialogue like that
Don't
in
be
the trailer.
And don't be straightophobic.
Well,
You know, there's a term. Come with that straightophobic.
well, there you go. But I think what it is, we talked about this last time, I believe, Matt. But someone mentioned it interesting. Nobody wants to be singled out. You know,
No.
okay, if the person is gay as your lead, okay, he's gay. What else do we got for the story? But he's gay. But what else do we got?
Yeah.
What else is there besides just that? But he's gay.
Seems
But
like
what
the
else
Chucky
is there?
TV series. That's what it seems like. Oh, but he's gay. It's like,
Well,
okay,
what else?
all right, what else?
Does he have a background? Does he have military? Did he do this? Do that? But he's. But what does that have to do with the rest of the story? It's like they just want to put that in there and say, "But put that in your pipe and smoke it." I don't want to smoke it. You know what I mean? So
They're
it's
trying
just
to get
crazy.
brownie points. They're
smoking
trying to get
something else.
pats on the back
Yeah,
by
I don't
a
want to
bunch
smoke
of
that
people
either.
on Twitter
It's-
who don't necessarily even watch a lot of this stuff.
They're smoking a lot of dicks in their
yeah,
mouth.
well, that's it. If anyone likes to smoke dicks, that's their business. No
And I'm all
worries.
for representation. It's just how forced it is that's very tiresome. Is when you force things.
It's
Right.
It's
entitled.
natural.
It's entitlement.
Yes.
Yeah, the entitlement too. That's where like lines of dialogue like that come from. I didn't mind the trailer actually up until that point. I was like, okay, maybe it might be an okay movie with a nice.
And they dropped that
art
line
to
like, "I
it.
fuck the movie now."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
not
as
about
much-
belief. It's about wanting to be better.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we three of us
That's a
love
good.
Batman,
That's a really good point, Matt. It's about wanting to be better. That is
Exactly.
a good point.
but good, well said, bro. Nah, but like I was saying, as much as the three of us enjoyed the Batman, I know three of us could agree on this whole thing. What Catwoman says, "Oh, these white privileged assholes."
Yeah, I interpreted it though as satire, so it
Yeah.
didn't bother me that much.
I know that's sort of a little jab because I know Zoe Kravitz is so sort of in real life pro this, pro that, and all those. So she wanted to
I
throw
interpret
that
it
in
as
there.
like an example of she's an entitled, person herself. So it's one of those things where I looked at it as this is the type of thing that Batman is sort of fighting against. This is why they need Batman to show the light, is because otherwise, people are gonna, really cling on to these ideals, and these ideals are just gonna send them further down. So that's kind of how I interpreted it.
I think Zoe Kravitz believes in that, but maybe Matt Reeves was trying to hopefully
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
twist it into something
Yeah.
different.
yeah. Maybe that was a smart move. You know, 'cause
But yeah,
Davis-
it was still a
Isn't it-
stupid line.
I know, and whatnot. I didn't mind her in the film. I mean, for what she had to do, I would say she's not better than Michelle Pfeiffer. She's the queen.
hell no.
She's
No.
the queen. Michelle Pfeiffer is the queen. I mean, she's better than Halle Berry, but that's not fair to say. Halle Berry.
Speaking of Catwoman, I saw this short DC animated Catwoman film. It was a bonus feature on the DVD for Batman Year One. I don't know if any of you have seen that.
I've seen that. That's the one that's voiced by Elijah Dushku, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I seen that one. That she actually scratched somebody's bloody face and everything, and she's in a strip bar, but they don't see no nudity, sadly. But she's there and beats up bad guys. Yeah,
I didn't mind it. It was all right. I liked it a lot more than Batman Year One. I did not like that animated movie.
That's why I got worried when I heard about they were gonna take notes from Batman Year One. Like, oh no! But then I saw the movie. Thankfully, it wasn't Year One. It was Year 2. And then, of course, that other one they took I think Batman.
And like the voice actor in that was awful. That guy fucking sucked ass. And like he was the voice act. He was in the
Wasn't
OC.
that Ben? Oh, I thought it was Ben Kingsley.
No, it's not Ben Kingsley.
I thought it was him. I thought it was him. I didn't know. He was terrible as a Gen. Now he's fucking up Batman. Now, thank you for the kind words you just did there.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. Batman has an accent now. He's not dark.
No. He didn't even have an accent at all. It's Ben McKenzie.
Oh, Ben McKenzie. Okay, I thought Ben.
Yeah,
Kingsley.
he was the star of the OC.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
I could have sworn you saw that one, Matt. Batman Year One at one point.
I think you rented on it, Matt. I remember a while ago.
And I couldn't find the video
I
anywhere.
It
I
was that
probably
bad he
did.
blacked it out of his mind. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's one of those ones he deleted when he had the whole Kappa thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's shit.
Yeah.
I hate Kappa.
Yeah, I don't remember a damn thing about that movie, so it showed.
I know Bryan Cranston was the voice of Commissioner Gordon, and he did Detective Gordon at this point, because he wasn't commissioner yet.
Yeah. That's one thing I liked about the new film. I love the partnership that Batman and Gordon had. And that was very well done and such. Especially that whole thing when he punched.
And it was very close to the source material. It was very close to the.
I thought you said you pulled your punch. I did. He did pull his punch. He didn't pull his punch.
Yeah. Or you're talking about the Batman.
Yeah, the Batman. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were still talking about year one.
No. I'm talking about yeah.
I'll tell you when. It's when certain president got elected and people got butthurt, even though I don't like them, but people went overboard, and then that got into the Me Too, Harvey Weinstein stuff, and those two became a nuclear bomb.
Exploded.
I think there was already kind of stuff bubbling under the surface even prior to that. I don't think it just started then, but like when it comes to like the firestorm, like when the fire like got out of control, that's a good theory.
Yeah, like I mentioned last week, I mentioned the whole thing about how she wasn't given the president job, and then all of a sudden everybody latched on to these superhero women on screen that could do this, do that, and no character development.
That's when you had Wonder Woman and like all these articles talking about how revolutionary
Star Wars and all this shit.
It's the first ever comic book movie starring a female lead, and I'm like, Tank Girl actually is the first one to do that, but okay.
How quickly everybody forgets.
If it was Amber Heard, it'd be the first one starring the Taint.
Of course. There you go.
You see, she's now going after this YouTuber who got mad, the Umbrella guy, because he covered the trial.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Her team to sue him.
All
this other stuff.
Well, she needs money. She needs money to be able to pay Johnny Depp.
Go ahead.
But check it out. She's gonna sue this guy, right? Where is she gonna get her lawyers from? McDonald's, like she got these other lawyers from the Happy Meals. She found these other lawyers from. These lawyers she had were fucking idiots.
Yeah,
the biggest idiots I've ever seen in the courtroom. Yeah. I've never seen a lawyer so gung ho about bringing tabloid shit into a fucking case that had nothing to do with the case.
Well, he also he's a moron. He objected to himself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, she don't know how to hire lawyers. If she goes after a lawyer, I would suggest this YouTuber find the same lawyer team that defended Johnny Depp.
At the same time, like he didn't. I don't think she would win the case. Like he's not in the wrong. He's not really doing anything illegal.
That's what it is. She can't pay her bills, pretty much. She can't pay her bills. She's looking for an excuse to go after anybody now. What happened to that Aquaman money? She ain't using that money no more? Yeah? That Aquaman. You heard that it might be minimizing her role, but maybe not. I don't know. I guess they're leaving it.
I heard they just cut her out. That's what I heard. I heard they just cut her out completely.
It's different story. It's different
stories. Different stories. I guess for everybody to find out when it's a 3-hour movie.
Well, speaking of DC, like I heard a rumor that they might be considering just completely scrapping Flashpoint and just doing Batman 3 with Michael Keaton and making.
But do you really see them just throwing away $200 million? They release it, I think.
I think they would release it. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if they wind up releasing it on HBO Max and not even actually releasing it in theaters, because like it probably won't do that well. It'll probably underperform because of all this fucking shit that's surrounded by with it. People like, I don't want to support Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
So then it's probably not going to make as much.
I mean, I was mentioning with Matt last time. I was talking about, why don't they take a page of what Para Pricks did with Sonic the Hedgehog? The same thing with Ugly Sonic. Get rid of Ezra Miller, recast somebody, I don't know who. And
at this point, like try
to save your ass. Or like this guy would say, Tony Burton was saying, it's Assault on Pre-13, John Carpenter classic. It's called Save Ass. That's what this plan is called. Save Ass. That's it. Save Ass. That's it.
I mean, Batman 3 would probably not be that great, but I heard like maybe they might get Burton involved again. Maybe they might do that, and maybe it might turn into a Batman 3 in the Burton universe, and I would be more interested in that. Anyway, with the whole thing with Flashpoint, more people are interested in Michael Keaton's Batman when it comes to that movie than the Flash anyway.
The rumor of Batman would just be a loser.
Of course, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. He's a loser, and the Flash has to help him.
I'm not surprised.
That's a rumor.
And don't forget, we got Miss Marvel's clone in there. I'm sorry, I mean Supergirl, who looks like Miss Marvel, the new look Supergirl.
Yeah.
I bet you she'll do more, and Keaton will be there stroking himself, collecting a check, pretty much. Oh yeah, and Ben Affleck's Batman's supposed to be in there too, supposedly to squeeze it into the whole shit box that this movie's gonna be. And such. I mean,
why not just do a Batman Beyond movie? And
I agree.
I want to see that.
But they're doing Batgirl instead. That's why.
They get Miles Teller.
Well, I can see
I
him.
I like the boxing movie he did, Bleed for this.
Bleed for me.
He was really good in that. He was good in War Dogs.
Okay.
I gotta look up more of his stuff. I actually do want to give a fair shot.
And I don't even think he was bad in Fantastic Four either.
2015 Fantastic Four. I want to give it a shot.
It's called Bleed for this.
He wasn't bad in that either.
I got it confused as well. I thought it was Bleed for Me, but it's called Bleed for this.
Because I know Bleed for Me, that's that badass song from Daredevil soundtrack. Good song too. Yeah. Oh man. But
what are your choices for a young Batman in Batman Beyond?
If it was done back in the 2000s, I remember at one point, I would change my mind now, but back then they were looking at Freddie Prinze Jr. for the role. But he's a schmuck in real life, so fuck him. But I was thinking about what you said in one review, Matt. Ben Foster would have made a great Terry McGinnis.
But how about now? Then?
I don't know if I can see a young actor who has that intensity.
Dylan O'Brien, who was Teen Wolf in the Teen Wolf TV series.
Really?
Because I've seen people make like fan trailers and stuff like that, and I actually think he, would be a good Terry McGinnis.
Interesting. Wow.
I thought he would be a good Spider-Man.
That's interesting. I would always think maybe Garrett Hudlin, but Garrett Hudlin's too older now for the role now. Garrett Hudlin,
and they might think that Dylan O'Brien's too old now too. You know how things are.
Because they gotta forget Terry McGinnis. They gotta get someone high school age wise, or at least someone who looks like he can still pull off high school and everything. How about that guy that was in the Power Rangers reboot movie? I know you liked him, Matt. That he was sadly he was in Stranger Things season 2. I know you hated him there. The Rob Lowe lookalike. I forgot the actor's name. Because he might be able to pull it off. I know he's British in real life. Like I love like Christian Bale and such. Hopefully he doesn't do the
2017 film.
Okay. Yeah, 2017.
Is it Dacre Montgomery who played the Jason Lee character?
Yeah. He looks like Rob Lowe with the 80s hair on that Stranger Things season 2. That's why I call him Rob Lowe's clone. That's what he looked like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I want to give that one another shot. I actually got it in 4K because
I never seen it. I would like to give it a watch.
I frequented a lot. Was having a going out of business sale, so I was able to get like a ton of movies over there for my birthday. So.
Okay, here's another random question. Most violent film you ever saw?
Okay, now we got
August Underground 1 and 2.
Okay, now we're talking violent. We're talking movies that are so violent that it's like the check is in the mail. Fuck this movie. That type of violent.
Either way.
Okay. I would say the most violent film I ever saw. That said, fuck this movie. Fuck everything. God.
Did you see a Serbian film?
Oh no.
Yeah. Have you seen any of the August Underground movies?
I don't want to. Right. You know what?
Oh.
What? I will say this because sadly I did see this film and I wish I never saw it. I Spit on Your Grave, the original one.
Right.
Because come on, a whole big chunk of a movie where it's rape.
Yeah.
And then the comeuppance is like, okay, granted the castration is there, but that's it though. A big chunk of the movie is that though. So I don't care for that. I would say
it's surprising that film has like an entire franchise. Like
I
not
know.
only like a remake, but then like 2 sequels, I think, to the remake, and then a sequel
That's
To the
directly
to
to
the
the
original.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
So
like
they were
3 hours long.
really? Oh
I didn't
no!
know it was 3 hours long.
It's
Shit.
Was
pretty
it the,
long. It's close.
oh, you saw it? Oh, you
No,
goodness!
I know someone who saw it. The guy's
Oh
a
god!
dickhead. He hated it.
Oh
Uh,
god! 3 hours. They got the
But
original actors back. I heard a big chunk of the newer film, the sequel, the direct sequel, is mostly flashbacks.
I don't
That's
know.
what I heard. Mostly
Same director
flashbacks.
as well.
Of course,
oh, sounds like it's directed by the same guy, like Uli the Mel. If it's mostly flashbacks.
that's what I heard. It's mostly flashbacks and shit. But I don't want to spend time with it. I would say that's one. How about, I know, Matt, you probably, what are you gonna see? Serbian film?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Gutter
gory,
Balls is pretty violent too.
Oh yeah.
Gory's film,
Uh,
Gory's film, I would go Dead Alive. Goriest.
Well, yeah, definitely. Dead Alive is up there for me.
yeah,
But that's a fun one.
that's fun. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the one I
August
can watch.
Underground, August
Why
Underground
don't
1 and
care for a
2,
Serbian film?
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are not fun. They are not.
Yeah.
I know they're not supposed to be fun. I know that, but I just.
There's a difference between a gory splat fest of a good time, like what we see in My Bloody Valentine or we see in Friday 13th. There's
Or
difference.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Or
the
Jason
unrated
Goes to
version.
Hell,
Yeah.
unrated version, which is the unrated Friday 13 movie, which I know gets Friday 13 fans pissed.
Like people still hate that movie a lot.
And they get very mad. I never forgot. I seen people argue in the comments one time. They get very mad when somebody says, "Oh, but the first film was unrated." But sorry, Jason Goes to Hell is the real unrated cut. No, it's not. No, that they get fucking mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen people fight about that in comments and in forums. It's the real unrated cut because that's the real gore, the real shit and whatnot. That's still a good movie.
I
Jason
don't
Goes
care
to Hell.
what anyone says. I think Jason Goes to Hell is a better movie than the first Friday the 13th, and I don't
agree.
feel bad for saying it at all.
I agree.
I could watch the first Friday the 13th as a time waster, but I easily put the second one above it. I know Matt noticed that. Matt noticed that when I did the trailer confirmation, I didn't put the first Friday the 13th in there. I know people might be groaning. Well, where's the first Friday the 13th? This is his list. He gonna put it in there.
Oh, so she returns
Of course.
to die. Of course, yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre 2022.
Of course. Once again, did they do this to the character people enjoy? Of course. Of course.
There you
Big
go. You don't
surprise.
have to see it now.
There you go. Thank you. That's good.
But
Thank you.
yeah, Jason Goes to Hell I've always enjoyed. I liked it more than the first. The first is a bit overrated.
Yeah.
I actually do agree.
It is overrated, but I respect the fact that it got the ball going.
Yeah.
I respect that fact, but I will put part 2 above it because Jason is the killer.
Yeah.
Jason is the killer. I mean,
and you have Ginny Steele as well. So
yeah. Amy Steele. Character Ginny.
God damn it.
You were close.
Again.
You were close. You were close. You were very close.
It's Gillian Anderson.
In Star Trek 4, yeah.
It's like when I was talking to Uncle Bill at Dead Pit and Jaws 3 Bess Armstrong, he kept thinking it was Frances McDormand.
Really? Wow.
He knows it's Bess Armstrong, but he kept thinking it was Frances McDormand.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the girl from Fargo was in Jaws 3. Really, guys? Yeah. How'd that turn out? I heard you were defending the film over there. Oh, that's cool. That was nice.
It was fun. He enjoyed it as well because it's a B movie and it's a coked up Dennis Quaid. He even admitted he was coked up the whole time.
Really? Wow.
He did an interview with Todd Show. He's like, "What's the film you were the most coked up in?" He's like, "Jaws 3." Every shot he said he was coked up.
Maybe that explains why
I loved him in it though. He was so much fun.
Maybe that explains why he was more. That he was more animated. Yeah, maybe that explains it a little bit. But I wonder, was he coked up in Inner Space? Because he was fun in Inner Space too.
I don't know. You know, he didn't mention Inner Space, but
I love him in Inner Space. You know,
Jaws 3, everybody's coked up. The shark is coked up.
I mean, come on, Inner Space, doing this stuff. How does that feel? Feels good. The Tuck Pendleton machine, 0 defects. That's gotta be
real quick. Have you either seen Vantage Point with Dennis Quaid?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen. I've heard of it.
I know. I've heard of it. I know it's.
There was an episode.
Good points.
There was an episode of Saracata Chronicles, the second season, which they took notes from Vantage Point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good episode. I forgot the name of it, but I know it was an episode where they showed the entire episode through all the characters' perspectives. and that was from Vantage Point. So I heard about that when I saw that episode. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta look at Vantage Point and whatnot. I heard it's a good movie. I would love to see it.
Yeah, I would love to do a Dennis Quaid marathon one of these
I
days.
agree. It is very underrated.
I love Dennis Quaid, and
Me too.
I think he's an underrated actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is the real. Do you think this is the real Quaid?
He's the real Quaid. Yeah, Dennis Quaid, man, the
Especially
man.
after Randy Quaid went insane.
Yeah.
What's crazy though is with Total Recall, Dennis Quaid was actually, I think, potentially maybe looked at, but then they're like, nah, that we don't think that would be a good fit.
His
I
name
know
is
Patrick
Quaid.
Swayze. I know Patrick Swayze was initially considered.
But I was
doing some
for
research.
Running Man.
Yeah, I was doing some research for Total Recall, and like that film was in development hell for a couple decades actually before Schwarzenegger got involved with it. Cronenberg was initially attached to do an adaptation at one point. In fact, Arnold is the reason why Total Recall got made in 1990. You have the same 4K, except mine has the slipcover.
Yeah,
but yeah,
they had a separate disc, unlike with the Flash Gordon. Remember, Matt? See, I thought
Arnold is the one that got the ball rolling with that movie.
Yeah.
He became like a de facto like executive producer, but without a name. He convinced Mario Kassar and Andrew Vajna to get involved with buying the rights for Total Recall, and he's the one that also got Paul Verhoeven. He got Paul Verhoeven on board as the director because he
loved RoboCop.
He loved RoboCop. He thought Verhoeven did a great job in it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember hearing that he was considered for Ben Richards in The Running Man, which I would have been interesting to see. Patrick Swayze.
Hold on, I gotta let my cat out real quick. I'll be back.
You gotta let your pussy out. Okay, that's cool.
Of course, Predator 2 for Swayze.
Predator 2, yeah, of course. I think he probably would have done it, but his ribs were fucked up from working on Roadhouse because of that fight he had with Marshall Teague or whatnot. I think that's when the rib got broken, I believe. So.
I'm going to answer this one
sure
blatantly. No, he should be shot in the head until he's dead and then pissed on.
Well, my theory is boiling hot water in his crotch. Case closed. That's it. Yeah, after he goes through that, then he'll wish he was dead. That's it.
Oh, and also this to Francis Ford Coppola.
And this to Francis Ford Coppola, of course. How could he? That's just terrible, Francis. No, terrible, man. My goodness. Man, unless he knows where the body's buried. Maybe he got dirt on Francis Ford Coppola. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things.
Exactly. And no, I don't care about the new. I don't care. Yeah, he's not directed. I don't care about the new Jeepers Creepers film. Yeah, he's not directed it, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Tainted already.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can eat my balls.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I
remember not minding the second film, but it's not a favorite of mine. I could watch as a time waster. The first one I was never big on, and I didn't waste my time with the third one. Because I heard the third one was very cheap.
Francis Ford Coppola is the reason why that guy Victor Silva got more work and got a tap on the wrist. He is a guy who touched a kid and filmed it while doing Clown House.
Oh yeah, Victor Silva.
Powder and Jeepers Creepers. And Francis Ford Coppola helped them get out of a jam and helped them get more jobs like Powder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, sadly, okay. Mike. I know.
Well, good friends with them.
Francis Ford Coppola is still, despite that, he's still a really talented filmmaker, especially early on in his career.
Kevin Spacey's a good actor.
But I know. I
get it.
It's kind of the same way that I feel about other directors. You know, they might not honestly be the best people.
It's a good one, Johnny. Very good one.
But it's one of those things where I do appreciate what they bring to cinema. For instance, Bram Stoker's Dracula is one of my favorite films. And, I'm still going to really like that film, despite the fact that, Francis Ford Coppola might be kind of a shitty guy. He's also a filmmaker that really did. He was one of those renegade filmmakers in the 70s that really did inspire that initial movement. So. Bryan Singer is kind of another one as well.
Yeah.
What happened on the set of Apt Pupil. I still like that movie, but yeah.
It was on the set of Apt Pupil? I didn't hear that part.
I mean, neither. I didn't hear that.
I heard about Brad Renfro.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit. Really?
I think there was something involving Brad Renfro, I think. The rumors are.
That's terrible. Especially that he's no longer with us and he had his issues with, I think, drugs and whatnot.
I think from what these are rumors, but that might have happened on the set of that film, and then that led to it might have led to him, kind
of like Corey Haim
turning to drugs.
Led to him into
that's terrible, man.
Hollywood, man.
I wonder what might have happened. I wonder if something happened with Jonathan Brandis because a similar sort of thing happened with him.
Maybe.
Really?
Never know.
No.
We'll never know. No? Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Brandis was talented.
Yeah,
I think Jonathan Brandis. I think if he got the Star Wars episode, because I think didn't he audition for that?
Anakin.
Yeah, Anakin.
If he got it, I think he might still be with us.
I mean, granted, the script was pretty terrible, but Jonathan probably would have at least tried to work with the script. Because even Natalie Portman, we've seen her away from Star Wars prequels. We know she's a good actress. So, but she had a horrible script to work with.
Brandis, there was another kid who did an audition for Star Wars Episode 1.
I know, and George Lucas said, "Oh, but I like the way the other actor looked."
Jake Lloyd.
The kid was amazing. I forgot who the kid was, but he was really good. And then George Lucas went with Jake Lloyd because he was cuter or whatever the hell.
Something like that. Wow. Is Jake Lloyd in jail? I heard about that robbery he did or something.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It was a bank robbery he was involved in.
I thought that was the kid from Flight of the Navigator who got involved in that.
No, he's out of jail now. The kid from Friday Night, because he did a documentary.
He did the documentary.
I think he's out of it now. But I know Jake Lloyd. He was dealt with severe bullying through his high school years, and then
because of Star Wars.
and
2016.
Okay.
Oh.
Moved from jail to psychiatric in 2016.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
This is a little off topic, but episode
1 Phantom Menace wasn't that bad.
Wow.
Did you hear that Frankie Muniz doesn't remember anything that he did on Malcolm in the Middle? He doesn't.
I heard about that. It was on a Steve-O podcast. Steve-O from Jackass. He was talking to him. But Frankie Muniz, I think he tried to debunk it. He says, it's not like I don't have total recall. It's just that there's certain moments.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to downplay it, but I think maybe he does have something wrong with him, but he's just trying to downplay it and whatnot. Because I don't remember. I can remember my wife and my kids. I can remember this, but maybe he doesn't hold that much value on that show as many people think he should. Because he got his money, he got this. Thankfully, he didn't get fucked up.
That's like the best thing he ever did.
I know.
I
haven't seen that in years. I remember getting some laughs out of the show. Bryan Cranston, that was what started Bryan Cranston's career pretty much before Breaking Bad. He was the dad on that show. He was funny as the dad. I died laughing. He was like a live action version of Homer Simpson. That's what he reminded me of at times. That's what he reminded me of. And the actress who played the wife had me cracking up too at times.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah. And everything. But I remember seeing a thing with Steve-O. Steve-O has that wild ride, that podcast he does. Mm-hmm. Frankie Muniz was on there, and he was trying to debunk that a little bit. But I know that's terrible. Something about his injuries or something. Mm-hmm. I know he had a stroke at a young age.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's serious business. God forbid your face. Oh man, it's horrible. That's why I try to be careful what I put in my body now. Make sure, because you don't want that. Goodness, strokes.
Yeah, I'll probably change my diet eventually in the next couple of years. But
yeah. Well, yeah, you guys are younger, so you could go more crazy. Me, I'm in my 40s. I got to be extra.
I don't know. I don't know if I can go crazy after getting that thing that rhymes with rooster that just fucked me up. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh wow.
That thing.
Oh.
The shot.
Oh, the shot. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But yeah, What's funny is Mike said that I just got a request to react to a video where someone says they found like stuff in it, coroners and embalmers, like people who took the shot when they died, they found like this stuff that was like growing inside them.
Yeah.
With like lizard, snake DNA or something. I don't know. Maybe it's Jesse Ventura stuff, but I don't know. Never know.
Yeah. You remember that show, Conspiracy Theory, with Jesse Ventura?
Oh, yeah, a show like that?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
It was on True TV. I remember seeing a few episodes. It was it was pretty wild. Pretty wild.
I'll tell you what, if everybody becomes lizard people, it'll be at least interesting. It won't be boring. It'll be an interesting, fun time on YouTube.
It'd be like the Amazing Spider-Man. It'd be like the Lizard's plan coming.
It won't be like Amazing Spider-Man. It'll be like the real Hell Comes to Frogtown with literally turning to frogs. That's it. Ribbit. That's it. Lizard people rise. There we go. That's it. Cut it off. You one strange dude. That's it. That's it. We turn it to Frogtown, Frog City.
Do you remember the Frogtown sequel?
I've heard of it. I heard the end title song of it, but I never seen it all the way through. I know Robert Z'Dar. Yeah, and he looks like he's bored.
Yeah.
He looks like he's bored.
It's a pretty shitty sequel.
Ouch. The shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The vaccine didn't do anything. It was the booster that did it for me.
Yeah, that happened to me. The booster. Because I got the vaccines came in, and then later on when I got the booster, that's when I got sick. That's when I had a pain on the wrist and all of those stuff and everything like that, and everything. I think I even get sometimes every now and then pain in my heel. Believe it or not, I don't know why. I don't know if it's my old age catching up to me or my diets or what, but it's getting old. I'm getting too old for this shit. Well, that's it. Tomorrow I wake up, I'll start sprouting a tail and everything. And I'll tell you one thing, if I turn into a lizard, that'll be my return to YouTube. Lizard Sierra 12. That'll be my return as a mutant. There you go, with a New York shirt. That's it.
Yeah.
I have to see that movie all the way through. I always saw the ending in the middle. I gotta see that movie all the way through. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, I never seen it all the way through.
Speaking of 90s movies, I watched The People versus Larry Flint for the first time recently, and
what you think?
I thought it was fantastic. That was a great movie.
Woody knocked it out the park.
Yeah, he was really good in that. I honestly would say that's probably his best acting performance in terms of like dramatic acting.
You know what's funny about that? When the movie was gonna be released. Right, it was about. I think I came out 96, 97.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
All right. Now, back in '95, Woody and Wesley Snipes were hosting MTV, doing promotion for Money Train, which is a very underrated movie, and they were talking about the upcoming projects they had. Wesley was patting himself in the back. Oh, I'm working with Robert De Niro, Tony Scott, and The Fan. What are you working on, Woody? Oh, I'm working on playing Larry Flint, and then Wesley Snipes was making fun of him. Mm-hmm. Like trying to say, oh, yeah, that's gonna make money.
It didn't do well. It was a bomb.
It was a bomb, but he got a lot of notice though. Now, does anyone talk about Wesley Snipes in The Fan?
No. Although I would like to get that film on Blu-ray. And
The Fan's not a bad film. The Snipes one.
They got a release on Blu-ray recently in the United States, but it was a double feature from Mill Creek, and I heard like the transfer is just absolute dog shit.
Well, what were you talking about? The Fan?
The Fan, yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. But People versus Larry Flint, I mean, it wasn't just Woody that surprised me. Courtney Love, like, goddamn, she was really something else in that. And it showed that she legitimately had real acting talent.
And sadly, she didn't follow it through.
No.
She didn't follow it through.
It's like a case of life imitating art almost, because the character that she played was this girl who got addicted to drugs and kind of threw her life away. And a similar sort of thing happened with Courtney Love, although I think she's clean now.
Yeah. Maybe that's why no acting required. Maybe that's why. Who knows?
Part Part of me thinks, though, because of her connection to that lifestyle already, it made it so that performance was a lot easier for her to pull off, because of the fact that she already kind of, was familiar with that. But yeah, I really like that film. Milos Forman did a good job directing it. Some really thought-provoking stuff in it that you would not really think would be in a movie about a porn magnate, with the whole stuff where he's doing the speech where he has like all this footage of war cut to like porn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, what is more obscene, sex or war?
Yeah. And what's crazy about it, Larry Flint himself had a guest appearance. I mean, he had a cameo in the film playing one of the judges.
He was terrible. He was so bad in that. I'm
Had
sorry.
a cameo playing the judge.
It was distracting. He should not have been in the film.
But what's funny about it, from what I haven't seen the film in a while, but he's playing the first judge he comes across, the one that sends him to jail, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
that's what's hilarious about it. So Larry Flint sent Larry Flint to jail. That's what made me laugh. Like, really? I get to do that to Woody? All right. I never liked him in Cheers. Larry Flint said that. Something like that. I never like Natural Born Killers. Send him to jail.
I watched that for the first time recently as well, Natural Born Killers, because it was a request. And I like the film, but it is just almost too much. It's almost too in your face constantly, all the time, with the editing, with the style. And there's not a lot of nuance to it. And I think that is a bit of a letdown when it comes to the potential of the movie.
I feel...
Especially the villains. Like, the villains are cartoon characters. Like Tommy Lee Jones and Robert Downey Jr.
I feel that movie, I never seen in its entirety, but from clips I've seen, I know there's a story behind the script because Quentin Tarantino wrote it as sort of a throwaway to sell, to make money out of it. But I know he wishes, I think there was an interview I saw with him, I could be wrong, that he wishes he didn't sell that maybe if he would... I would like to see what Quentin Tarantino would have done with it.
I think it would have been a better film overall because it would have been more focused.
Yeah.
Because Oliver Stone, because I saw some interviews that were a part of like the featurettes for the film, and he has this like, my farts don't smell attitude, which is really obnoxious, talking about how critics said it was over the top, and he was talking about how it's about how the media is overly sensationalized, and it's like, yeah, I get the point, but he's talking about how he doesn't view that his film. I'm trying to remember what it was, what he was saying, because like a lot of critics pointed out how over the top it was, and how hypocritical he was, and he was just going around saying like he was just denying the fact that he was being hypocritical in any way.
So he was on his high horse.
Yeah, he was on his high horse, which is really
pretty much
really annoying. Especially one of the documentaries that was on the Blu-ray. A lot of it was just talking about the politics, and they had Juliette Lewis and Woody, and they were doing interviews like years later. And a lot of it wasn't even about the movie. It was about like what would happen if Natural Born Killers was made today, that kind of thing. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, talk about the movie.
I know, like when the movie came out,
it was full of a lot of that stuff where they would talk about the film for a little bit, and then they would start talking about the fucking politics. And I'm like,
I know when the movie came out, it caught somewhat some flack because that was around the time O.J. Simpson's trial was going on. How the media, people were drawing parallels to that. About how the media's going crazy with this O.J. Simpson case, and now look at this with this movie.
I would recommend seeing it at least once. I mean, the visuals, even though they are a little bit too much, like they are really impressive. Like the editing and the fact that they use different formats of film. And Woody's good in it, and so is Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, I know. I saw the opening of it one time, the whole black and white opening in the diner, the massacre in the diner. I saw that, like, okay, but where the fuck is this movie going? And then I changed the channel. But I know one day I'll give it a fair shot. What are your thoughts on the film, Matt? Love it or hate it, or you're like, what the fuck is this?
It's all right on the technical note. Good performances. It's not a film I rewatch much though.
No. Yeah, I can't see myself watching that film again.
I much
anytime.
prefer JFK with Oliver Stone.
Yeah,
That's a really good one.
yeah.
But were you been curious to see what Quentin Tarantino would have done with it? Maybe through his direction, he could have maybe made it more coherent.
Well, I mean, Oliver Stone was trying to be Tarantino anyway in that movie. So
maybe that's why he was in his own skin. He was in Tarantino's skin. So.
I know Tarantino doesn't like that film.
Well, because he wishes he never sold the script. That's why he should have wished he kept on and did something.
I think he is so adamantly not a fan of that movie that he said something where he refused to cast anyone that was in that film in any of his movies.
Well, that's harsh. Wow.
I think that I do think that's
harsh. It's kind of like what Dan Aykroyd did to Michael Chiklis and whatnot when he did that John Belushi Wired, yeah. Michael Chiklis got the bad end of the stick there, until Burt Reynolds actually hired him for a job.
Yeah, I don't even think Michael Chiklis should have gotten so much shit for that because he was a struggling actor. He barely
had to put food on the table,
and it's not like he's the one that wrote the script. Yeah. He didn't write the script. He didn't direct the movie. So
yeah, and I know that's a film that still doesn't have a Blu-ray or DVD for good reason.
That'll never happen.
Never happened.
Haven't seen it yet. I like the trailer.
The trailer looked interesting for it. Trailer looked interesting though.
I think the entire movie's in the trailer.
Well, I do know that I need to see more movies, but I've been sick for a couple weeks, so
how you feeling?
Take advantage. I'm feeling better. I need to take advantage of my Regal subscription, the unlimited subscription that I have.
That's cool. Which one?
Which one? The one with Corey Haim?
Corey Haim or the one with Jeff Bridges?
I'm guessing Jeff Bridges.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. Good action sequences when they're there. Good explosions, like the ending, the big spectacle.
The film is way too goddamn long.
Too long. And Tommy Lee Jones, the accent is a little too over the top.
Tommy Lee Jones is not the best in that. The writing is pretty just subpar and just And
that was the year where you had movies about bombers because you had.
I really like the song by Joe Cocker that's in the soundtrack.
Really? I thought you were gonna say U2's "With or Without You." That's in the film.
No, I really like. I think it's called "Take Me Away." I think maybe or something like that. It's a duet that he did with a female singer. I forgot the name of it actually.
Oh, I don't think I heard that song. Wow. But I know that was the year of bombers because you had Speed, you had this film, and then of course the end of the year you had The Specialist. I would say Speed and The Specialist I put above Blown Away.
Yeah, Blown Away is pretty lame.
Yeah, which one?
I thought they were both pretty lame. I think Mike liked the Corey Haim one more than me.
Nicole Eggert, Mike?
I didn't love the movie, but I definitely
Nicole Eggert. That's why you like her, because Nicole Eggert.
Maybe
slow mo, freeze frame.
I also like the fact that it was nice to see Corey Feldman play a character like that. I didn't see him.
A dirtbag, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right.
Like real life.
Well, there you go. No acting required. There you go.
What are your both thoughts on Corey Feldman?
Take Me Home. It's by Joe Cocker and Becca Bramlett.
Ever since that Corey Haim dot, what do you think of Corey Feldman both?
I feel that he waited too long, too goddamn late, and all this stupid teasing. I got all these things I want to show, but I got to do it in the movie. Why don't you just go to the cops and do the thing, statute of limitations? No, I want to do it in the movie. But I need money. That's what he was going into, saying just like that. Like he's on something. I need money.
Yeah.
And then when it finally is out, what is it?
Some agent, all these issues.
Charlie Sheen, which he leaked out before.
Which I don't buy. I really don't. I don't.
And then I forgot who the third person was. I know that's the names he gave. He made this big hype.
The guy who wanted the candy bar in Friday 30 Part 5.
Dominic Broska.
Oh, really? That guy?
Here's the thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
He already knew about Dominic, and he casted Dominic in a lot of the films that
Corey
he was
Feldman
doing. Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman was best friends with Dominic.
Yeah, sure enough. Look.
That when I did some research, and forgive me folks if you hear anything, my stepdad is working on something outside.
That's fine.
That's cool. No worries.
Working on a weapon for Corey Feldman.
No, he's working on a catio for my cat.
Oh, cool. You're taking care of your pussy. That's great.
But I didn't do the research myself like some people did who left some comments, and then I did some extra research later on online. It seems like, because I reviewed a film called Busted, which had Corey Haim just completely drugged out of his mind in it, and he was barely even in the movie.
Wow.
And Corey Feldman was in the film, and so was Dominic Braskia, and apparently Corey Haim isn't in the movie that much because he and Corey Feldman got into a altercation because Haim was upset that Dominic was in the movie. Because Dominic, I really do 100% believe that Dominic did actually abuse Corey Haim.
Yeah.
And if you think about that, that's just all kinds of fucked up. Supposed to be a friend, and you bring in this fucking guy, and because you're friends with this guy,
That's
Corey
why
Feldman, the more I dig, it seems like his connection, his friendship with Corey Haim was fake. It wasn't really
exactly, because even when you hear about how they met, Corey Feldman seems blasé about it. Corey Feldman's like, oh, I hear about this other guy who has the same first name as me. I'm auditioning for jobs, but he's getting the jobs I want.
Yeah.
So right away you hear that. Now Corey Haim,
maybe initially at some point early on,
maybe they were friends.
They were friends, but
then after a while, after the Corey show, you get the sense he's Jada Pinkett. He's doing a Jada Pinkett on him, pretty much.
Just bringing him in. He just brings him in because the two of them sell better than just Corey Feldman.
That's about it. It's just a brand. That's what it is. I don't believe he really cared about him. If he did, he wouldn't have hired that guy for the job. And why he's doing the documentary after his friend's death.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be better if he was still with us and you could do?
Also, I think Corey Feldman, I think he has some screws loose.
Yeah, the way he talks, something's wrong with him. I don't know what it is.
I mean, look at his music.
I didn't bother with his music. I never bothered with his music, but just the way he is.
I know Matt did a reaction to one of his songs, right?
Oh yeah, I think you did. Yeah, I remember your reaction. But the way he talks, I saw him in this fan film called 13 Fanboy, and with the voice like that, and like, what's wrong with Corey Feldman? He never talked like that before. Even when I saw him in Lost Boys of Thirst, he wasn't talking like that. He's like, what the fuck happened to the guy? What's wrong with this guy? My goodness, so creepy. I thought it was just an acting, and no, he's really talking like that. Now, whether it's something wrong with him mentally,
Corbin Nash, yeah, there's definitely
something wrong. Yeah. But I don't believe. I agree with you, Mike. I don't believe. I'm sure Matt would say the same thing. I don't believe that they were actually friends. Maybe early on in the beginning, but through the years when they did this reality show, which made him the butt of every joke, pretty much. And like I agree, Corey Haim seemed the more approachable. Like Corey Haim, if he saw either one of us in school, he would sit down and talk with us. Corey Feldman would probably talk to the hand and walk the fuck away from us, or make fun of us or some shit. Pretty much. Yeah, that's why I look at it and such. And Corey Haim, I would say, is the better Corey. I feel he's got the better track record. And it's sad that, and you know what's real sad? When I saw Crank High Voltage in the theater, which is still my favorite Jason Statham film, I did not recognize him.
Corey Haim,
yeah. I forgot he was in that.
Exactly. Oh, I didn't recognize him. I'm like, who's this annoying guy with the mullet getting beat up by Amy Smart? And then when Matt brought that up in a review, I said, that's him?
Yeah.
Then I saw the movie again. Oh, shit, that is him. What happened? Wow. The mullet and then the big eyes. Wow.
Dressed up for the film. He's supposed
to but he had, I think, a mullet in real life. Like, wow. Corey, what happened, dude? No.
Well, it's probably supposed to be bigger in the film.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's bigger movie, yeah. The guy didn't beat up by Amy Smart. Wow. But I miss Corey Haim a lot. I mean, I'll probably say I got more favorites of Corey Haim than Corey Feldman, to be honest. And I think Corey Feldman's a dirtbag. I think he just did this documentary for a cash grab. He hyped everything up. I got these names. And
well, he also wasn't prepared for things because the the website crashed.
And then he blamed it on
unprofessional.
I agree, Jedi. Yes, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, that's right, blah. Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, man. I mean, because then he blamed it on some kind of bullshit. Oh, they're trying to mess up the thing. He don't know nothing about computers and technology and nothing. But right away, he was trying to blame it on conspiracies and shit. And then all this money. I need money. No, you don't. You need a lawyer. You need a police. You need Charles Bronson. You need anybody.
There's a lot of creepy stuff too with him, like with all these women that live with him. Like it's some kind of fucking cult. Yeah, there's that too.
Well, no wonder I always thought he sucked as Donatello and Turtles. I knew there was something with Feldman. I knew there was something with that.
And plus, I never cared for Dream a Little Dream either. I never cared for Dream a Little Dream. Here's Michael Jackson wannabe.
So he wasn't Bossa Nova.
No, he wasn't. He was Chevy Nova.
He was a bitch. He was a bitch Nova. You should get bent over and have fun with Ezra Miller for all I fucking care.
Well, he's probably hiding Ezra Miller. You never know. You never know. Ezra Miller's hiding
that's why he wants more money for a sequel to his dad. He did Ezra Miller.
Yeah, starring Ezra Miller. Yeah.
Have more kids swallowing bullets.
Oh God! Did they ever find that?
I watched that documentary too, and I don't remember a whole lot about it, and I didn't even do a video on it because I just didn't want to touch the topic.
Who's swallowing bullets?
Oh, the family Ezra Miller had at this facility. There was a little kid who wandered, found a bullet, and swallowed it.
Jesus!
In Ezra Miller's facility?
Yeah, he has like some people, like a woman and 2 kids somewhere. I don't know if like housing them there or something. And
what?
It was I'll look it up as alley, but
fire this man. Fire this man. Warner Brothers.
Oh, he's already been fired. He's already been fired. He's been fired already, Efree.
Fire him more. That's that.
Fire him again. Fire him more.
Fire him like the terrorist at the end of True Lies.
Yeah.
A missile.
Look, put him in one of those cannons and fire him into a brick wall. The man is a fucking psychopath.
Okay, here it is. A 25-year-old woman and her 3 children, ages 1 to 5, been living at the actor's Vermont farm and a roommate situation that worries the children's father as well as 2 sources close to the situation. They say the concern with living arrangements because Ezra Miller's home has unattended guns strewn across the living room and marijuana plants growing in the property. According to one of the sources, the 1-year-old child allegedly played with a loose bullet and placed it in her mouth and accidentally swallowed it.
Is she alive?
I don't know about the swallow part. Maybe she spit it out, but she put it in the mouth.
Jesus.
Reminds me of wasn't there a movie? Like there's this whole thing where they swallow bullets.
The Crow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fire it up. Fire it up.
Fire it up. Yeah.
Set Ezra Miller on fire.
Yeah. And fire him up. Fire him up. That's it.
Speaking of The Crow, there's that remake still hasn't died.
You know why, right? You know why? It's Edward Pressman. He won't let it die. It's him. Yeah. He's the reason. Edward Pressman. Everybody else, Alex Price, nobody wants it. It's Edward Pressman's the fucking reason why it doesn't die. He's like the Kim Hankel of The Crow. Who in the fuck, flying fuck, Ezra would Miller. Want to live with that? I don't know. It's gotta be. They must be fucked up as much as he is, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
Fire him.
Like it sounds like it's getting so crazy that we're probably going to see a documentary in like the next few years about like just the craziness of Ezra Miller. And
I want Warner Brothers to make a statement. I want them to make a statement because they made because everybody makes a big thing about when actors do little shit like this, like when they went after Gina Carano, when they went after these persons.
I think they did. I think they already made a statement and they fired him.
Okay, but what about what about the actual film now? Are they gonna reshoot anything? Because if you're releasing this man as a superhero, granted, they're gonna say separate the art from the thing. It's not gonna work with a guy.
How do you feel about Black Adam? Did you see the trailer for that?
I don't like The Rock anymore. I don't trust The Rock. Unless he wins me over, it's different. But I don't trust him no more. I'm tired of his ego. I'm tired of all these paychecks he's taking. I'm tired of him playing the same motherfucker in every movie. And people want to say, oh, but Arnold and Sly did the same thing. Arnold and Sly in their heyday were better than The Rock's track record.
They also had more variety. Like Stallone did stuff like Lock Up in the late 80s. Stallone in particular, after Rocky, he did a lot of like more risky sort of stuff. He did
Nighthawks.
Fist, he did
Grindstone. Granted, it was a bomb, but still, he gave it
Yeah.
a shot. He tried at least, you know. And, you know, Over the Top. You
and
know, what,
Schwarzenegger eventually did stuff like End of Days. So
Yeah.
you know.
he did comedy, he did sci-fi, he did everything. He used himself like a commodity. He knew what he was. The Rock, I want my paycheck. I want this. I'm coming late to the set. You give me any trouble, I'm going to smack you in your face. That's The Rock. Vin Diesel, do what I want. If not, I'm going to kick your ass because I think I'm Toretto in real life. That's Vin Diesel. Statham, I want to be in a bloody action film. I don't know what to do. Stallone's going to give me this bloody movie, Expendables, and I'm going
Speaking
to...
of Expendables 4, it's
Yeah,
actually a thing.
Yeah, I know, and he's
With
going to...
Megan Fox, right? Yeah, Megan Fox.
And Stallone
Yeah,
is handing everything over to Statham. So I guess Stallone's killing himself off, or he's vanishing from the film. I don't know. The novelty of the Expendables is dead.
Yeah.
It died after with the first sequel. The novelty is dead, at least to me. I don't know.
Stallone is doing
Yeah, I agree.
he's doing like a crime drama, I think, where he's playing a mafia
Tulsa
boss.
King.
Tulsa King. Oh, what did you think of the trailer, Matt? I sent you the
I
trailer.
didn't know the trailer dropped yet.
Yeah.
What did you think of the trailer, Matt?
Yeah, someone asked that. It's interesting, but is
You know-
Stallone actually the lead, or are they making it
Is that the
seem
one
like
where Taylor Hackford is
Are
he
you in it?
involved with the script, or is that another project that he didn't actually get around to doing?
I think that might. I don't remember if Taylor Hatford's involved. It's just
Taylor
one of those things.
Hackford's a really good writer. He wrote Cold in July, which for anyone that's watching, if you haven't seen that film yet, go check it out. Cold
It's a
in
decent
July.
flick. Decent
But
flick.
is Stallone actually the star of it? Is he actually the focus of it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because there's a lot of these shows where they're advertised a certain way, but then you watch the
Wesley
show,
Snipes was in the show.
And he wasn't the lead.
Yeah,
But that
forget
player,
name.
the player,
or you have like a
he was the
Why-
best part, I heard.
was that that's the serious one with Kevin Hart, right, where he was doing more serious kind of
Which
series
one?
with Wesley Snipes? Wasn't that Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes?
No,
No.
the one up they did of is was a spy or
No. It's a drama that they did. I think I forgot it was on Netflix. or
Kevin
something.
Hart was in it. I could be wrong. But...
Kevin Hart is in one with him. There's a drama, but it's a Netflix show. I think it's
Oh
Netflix.
yeah.
That's the one with Kevin Hart. Then Kevin Hart
Kevin
doing
Hart's
another one.
also he's in a movie called Man from Toronto that came out recently with Woody
The
Harrelson.
Hitman's Bodyguard remade,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. Patrick Hughes is directing it.
I did get this question, so thanks to AMBW channel. Question for each of us: if you could fight one of these three, Seagal, Arnold, or Van Damme, for $1 billion, who would you choose and why? I would go with Team Seagal because I would be offering an Asian girl and a Subway sandwich. He'd be too busy and too fat, and then I would just smack him in the face with the TV, and then it took him to the bank, the blood bank, steal all his money, and then
You'd kick his ass like Robert Englund, his character in Ford Fairlane, just knock him out with the
Hello.
so it would be Steven Seagal, and then steal his money, and then he'd go back to living in Russia, or where the hell he's doing now.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Who would you fight, Mike?
I think I'd do Seagal too, because I wouldn't stand a chance against Arnold or Van Damme. They kick my ass, and then Seagal's at least a fat fuck. Like maybe I could, out cardio him, run circles around him. Maybe I could have a better chance.
How about the three of us just jump on him? Roll him.
I definitely think we could.
A team. We'll make it a team effort. He says he can beat up multiple people. We put him to the test, and we end up in a hospital. We sue him. That's it.
Of course, we've never seen him fight someone actually. He just says he can.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's stories like there was a UFC guy who put him in a chokehold and he shat himself.
Oh, that was the stunt guy. I think that did that to him. I forgot the guy's name. It was a story behind that. I think Stephen Lambert, who was a stunt double on Revenge of the Ninja.
Gene LaBelle?
Gene LaBelle, yeah, he mentioned he talked about the whole incident.
I thought that was a myth. That didn't really happen. I don't know though.
I heard he did do it because it was supposed to be an example, because Seagal was known for beating up the stunt guys or being rough with the stunt guy, and Gene LaBelle sort of did it as an example
Mhm.
to stop doing shit like that. But it wasn't like a movie. I don't think he shot himself, but
Right.
Yeah.
you know, maybe a lot of stories you hear. Like I know Tom Arnold told a funny story about Steven Seagal on the making of Exit Wounds, or I want to interview that. Steven Seagal walked into some kind of door and there was nothing there. It was by a boat, and he fell, and he was coloring his hair, and the color fell over his face.
Can you see all the dye?
The dye, yeah.
Oh my god.
And I think Tom Arnold told a story like that one time doing the making of Exit Wounds. I don't know if it was a making or an interview. He told a funny
I
story.
know John Leguizamo did not like working with Seagal at all.
Because
What's
Seagal pushed him
Yeah.
to the wall.
Mhm.
Or he clipped him in the throat or something or whatnot. Because I am in command. I'm in charge. Why? The John Leguizamo going like that. Why?
That film
Yeah.
sucks.
It's boring.
Not
Very
like
boring.
executive decision.
I mean, John Leguizamo, I don't want to say, I mean, he's a talented actor and whatnot, but he's not without any merit either, because
Yeah.
he's known for improving lines. And I think even during the making, he said it himself, even during the making of Carlito's Way, he drove Al Pacino nuts because he kept improving lines, and Al Pacino told him something about, whose dick did you suck to get this job? He told him flat out like that. Whose dick did you suck to get this job?
I love that.
And then I know that on the making of this was once again John Leguizamo saying this shit himself on one of his stand-up specials, that while he was doing Tu Wong Fu, he was going through some problems with his drinking and how he was hungover.
By the way, he was easily like one of the best things about that movie.
Yeah, but check it out. This is a hilarious story. How he was hungover, and I guess people were making jokes, and Patrick Swayze made an innocent joke about, you look like you've been riding hard and put back wet, something like that. Patrick Swayze said.
It's like you've been rode hard and put back wet. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess John Leguizamo got mad and wanted to challenge him to a fight. Now this is what they're in drag, and what's hilarious about this is Wesley Snipes is holding their purses. And then what makes it more funnier is John Leguizamo was gonna fight, get his ass kicked naturally, but he was hungover and he was eating all this. Because they were filming that in New Orleans, and he kept eating a lot of crawfish. I forget what they call that, and he threw up on top of Patrick Swayze.
Oh.
And that was the thing. I don't know if he had any nice thing to say about Patrick Swayze, but I know he did a similar thing to Tony Scott when they were filming Revenge, that shitty movie. He threw up on top of Tony Scott, but I guess Tony Scott didn't hold it against him because he got him for the fan and whatnot. So, he's not without his merits. I think even his ego sometimes gets him into shit.
Without his own issues.
Without his issues. He's got his issues. But he admits it though, which I give him that. But I thought that was funny. He threw up on Patrick Swayze.
Thanks once go out to Bobby. Favorite Dave Bautista movie?
Does it even have a good movie? Well, I mean, other than the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
I would say Final Score.
Yeah, that he stars in. That's a good
Final Score is a good one.
type of.
Yeah, we're talking about like films that he stars in.
He is starring in that film.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're talking about films that he stars in, yeah, that is
Final Score would be.
Final Score, I would say, is his best one
that he's done.
Army of the Dead. If he was the lead and it had a better ending and it actually lived up to
it, just they screwed it up.
They fucked it up. They ruined that movie. He could have been badass in that film. His potential catered to him, but they fucked it up with this shitty character. They shit the bed with that.
That daughter was a total bitch.
She was
unlikable.
I know Zack Snyder had his reasons, but I'm sorry, dude. I mean,
she was an Amber Turd.
Yeah, she was worse than Amber Turd. Worse. My goodness, but I would say Final Score is his best one.
Yeah,
like I would say between him and Dwayne Johnson, I'd probably be more curious to see what Bautista has going on. Like,
what about movies involved with, not just starring?
Well, Blade Runner 2049, the little bit he's there, he was good.
There's one he did called Brunswick, I want to see that I haven't seen yet. I think it's called Brunswick.
I know he did some straight-to-video film before he got Guardians. I haven't seen a lot of those.
Wrong Side of
I know he did a lot. I know he did a few of those movies.
Yeah, I think it might be called The Wrong Side of Town, I think, possibly.
And he was in Riddick.
Well,
yeah.
He's pretty much playing a subordinate. I mean, anyway, it's a nothing role, sadly.
But
But
yeah, I would go with Blade Runner 2049 for anything he's in, and then starring in would be final score.
he needs more roles. I would be more
I
curious. to see
definitely
what he
do
can
really like him as Drax, though, in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish he was utilized more though. That's the only thing in hindsight. Because in the first film, he's like the dangerous guy of the bunch, but then by the second film, he has a lot of fun jokes, but that's all they are, jokes. I mean,
Yeah.
Someone says that film's called Bushwick. Not
Bushwick, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, Bushwick is terrible.
Oh, okay.
I was not a fan of Bushwick. It's an interesting premise.
Uh-huh.
Red Dawn in New York City. It's an
Yeah.
interesting premise.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, they fuck it up with the ending.
Yeah.
And he's not bad in the role. That's what's sad about it. He's actually good in the
Yeah.
role. But they fucked up the ending. I'm still waiting for somebody to request those for both of you guys. I saw that. That was a piece of shit. Because it goes to show you can't do a film like Red Dawn anymore. Because you did a remake, it sucked. You did that movie, the Tomorrow the War Starts, and that's when the movie starts. At the end of the movie, tomorrow.
Mm.
And then you got, of course, Bushwick, which that was the last
I know
straw.
Red Dawn's getting a 4K.
Well, it's a good movie. That's the best one.
Because the Blu-ray from Shout Factory was just the same transfer that it had already been around for a long time. So it'd be nice to see a new remaster.
Hey, Mike, you want to take this question?
Oh, I've heard this one before, but not really, because I don't think it's actually going to happen. We are not going to get RoboCop Returns. Once Neil Blomkamp left the project, and Amazon owns the rights to RoboCop now because they bought MGM. I just don't see them doing RoboCop Returns. I see them doing a new reboot.
I would say a streaming series.
Yeah, a streaming series.
I would say that.
Preferably, I'd like them to do a streaming animated series with Peter Weller.
RoboCop's a loser, and then there's a female RoboCop.
Oh.
I could do all. And she could do all. And it's about politics.
God
It
damn
stars
it. No.
Amber Turd as
Well, I mean, to be honest, the Abby Cornish kind of looks similar to Amber Heard. They're very similar.
I can't remember who Abby Cornish is. I've not heard the name before.
She was the wife in RoboCop.
Oh, really?
The
Oh,
remake.
oh,
Yeah, the remake.
okay.
So it'd be a female RoboCop, because the actual RoboCop's a loser, and he's a deadbeat cop.
Just adapt Last Stand. Just adapt the comic Last Stand.
They don't know what that is.
That's the only thing. What was that? I
They
can't
don't read
forget.
They
comics.
don't know what comics are. They don't know comics, period, except if
They
it's
don't
like a
read
Marvel
comics.
movie.
Have you read comics today?
I know. I'm just saying, like,
Superman's
unless
gay.
it's like an established
Superman's son. I should say.
Marvel
Superman's
or
gay.
DC comic. It seems like a lot of these people who make these shows or these movies, or adaptations, they don't read the comics. They don't really pay attention to them. Even if they have the rights, like Fox had the rights to Alien versus Predator. They had the rights to the Dark Horse comics, the Predator and Alien comics for years, and they did nothing with them.
Hey, Mike, did you hear about this animated film that Fox did that's never been released?
Yeah, it's an anime. It's an anime series. It's a whole series.
Yeah, and it's never been released. They don't want to release it.
No, because Disney doesn't want to fucking release it.
They don't want to release it. That's what it is. They rather.
Apparently, it's finished. It's done.
For a couple of years. They don't want to release it.
It was supposed to be released on Netflix.
Yeah, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. That's their baby. They don't want to do it.
Instead, we're gonna get Prey, or we're gonna get another Alien show.
Let's hear Mike's thoughts about Prey, about the new trailer. I know me and Matt.
I've already talked about.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I did a whole video on it.
Okay.
I did one video that apparently was too heated for people to handle, so I got like a shit ton of hate for it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the concept. The concept doesn't even interest me. I know some people find the concept interesting. I don't. Oh, the Native Americans, they were like the best hunters. Like, that's a different kind of hunting. Like, these are like, the Predator is like a galactic hunter that's hunted for millennia. It seems like, from what you look at their lore.
Why does he have a shield that we've never seen?
That's a good
Yeah, I
question.
don't know what that's all about. I don't know why he's wearing a skull mat for a mask either.
It's the Punisher Predator. He's a Punisher version of Predator. There you go. It's Frank Castle.
I'd rather see that. I'd rather see the Punisher versus Predator. Give me that crossover.
I remember I saw something years ago that somebody actually did action figure thing.
Yeah.
They actually got a guy that sounds like Thomas Jane to do the voice. And they added Peter
We
Keyes.
got Thomas Jane. We got Thomas Jane versus the Predator, but it was in the Predator.
Yeah, sadly with Tourette syndrome.
Yeah.
I eat your pussy. What? You say your pussy. You're pushy.
Or the whole fucking thing with
Aardvark.
Fuck me with an aardvark or whatever.
Yeah.
The hell.
It's terrible how Thomas Jane gets a bad end of the stick, man. He's trying to pay bills and he's getting shitty jobs.
And Sterling K. Brown laughing like the Predator. And then he's a fucking dumbass who kills himself. He kills himself. I didn't even catch that the first time. I remember I rewatched the film, I think, with Matt on Skype. And then I'm like, I don't even remember what the fuck happened to the guy. And then I watched it again with Matt and I'm like, what? Is that actually what happened? He shot himself in the head
accidentally
with the fucking cannon.
What's sad is that the fact that that was a reshoot ending. The original ending was much worse because you have predators giving each other high fives and
the dress camo.
Yeah, and then I guess there was a giant predator where Boyd Holbrook looks up, come get this motherfucker. You had that guy, so there you go. We lost the technology, made a good Predator movie. Ain't that some shit? Lost the technology.
Well, we have Mighty Morphin Predator Rangers suits.
Pretty
we have
much.
that.
As I was mentioning to Matt, I said maybe that's not a Predator. Maybe the big twisted that's Boyd Holbrook going back in time. Because he had this fucking Iron Man suit at the end of that movie, so that might be the case. That's the twist. It's not a Predator. It's Boyd Holbrook. Or his son grown up.
I wonder if the Predator in the new one is female.
That would be shocking.
Yeah.
That would be shocking. I would admit that would impress me a little bit.
See,
Not much.
It's just it's Predator's bad too because he's a guy.
I just speaking of the whole prey concept with the female getting involved with the Predator clan. I just rather see the Alien versus Predator stuff. I'd rather see Machiko. I'd rather see that.
Yeah, Machiko. I looked up her character. Her character, I'm surprised they haven't done nothing with that character.
I know.
That character
has just done that. Yeah. You could have just done Machiko instead of Prey.
They don't read comics.
Sadly, they don't.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
What's a comic?
Yeah. A comic is a guy who tells jokes. That's what they'll think a comic is. Basically, they'll try to say that.
It's a box of penis comes in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Box of peanuts. Box of peanuts. There you go.
But let me answer this real quick for Bobby. None of us can really answer as Bob mentioned says he was nice enough to send this. The thing is, though, if you don't know anyone, you wouldn't do any of that with someone you haven't met. That's the thing, Bobby. I don't really know how to answer that question because if I don't know them, I'm not going with them anywhere. I'm not doing anything unless I know them. So, sorry, Bobby. I can't really answer that.
I mean,
I need to know someone to do something with them.
In terms of let's rearrange this question. What would we do?
Do what? Well, we were hanging out.
If we went out together, we met up. What would we do? Would we get what restaurant?
Yeah.
Restaurant?
It depends. Really, where's the meeting at? Mm-hmm. If it's in New York, is it in New York? Okay, it's in New York.
Like at a Comic-Con. We go to the New York Comic-Con.
Yeah, we go there. It's expensive though. We can go in there.
I know. The three of us go to that video place by you.
Yeah. The Scarecrow video in Seattle.
Like the biggest VHS.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
I thought about one of these days.
Is a video store? They still open? Really?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. It's called Scarecrow Videos in Seattle. I would love to get at least Matt over here.
Okay.
For a couple weeks.
Oh, that's cool.
But I just gotta get the money. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places. I mean, there's
go to movies, conventions, movies, to somebody's house. Hopefully, that's it. That's about it. Watch some flicks.
Do this in person.
I think it'd be fun. If money was no object, you'd go to Florida. You'd go to Universal Studios, Disney World, just enjoy,
Not
the
Disney
theme
World,
park
fuck Disney.
experience.
No,
Fuck
don't get money
Disney
to
World.
How
But
about the
Universal
beach?
Studios.
How about the beach? Coney Island, the beach.
Hmm.
It's a little safer now. The Warriors ain't around there no more starting trouble. So you'd be okay over there at the beach. Go to the beach. Take off your
Yeah.
shoes. Walk around the sand. Look at all the girls. Bullshit about others. That's it. You think I have a chance with that girl? No. Okay, we'll watch him. Then fuck it.
I
That's
thought
it.
the fish disintegrated at Coney
In
Beach.
terms of like the
Wicked
movies,
Advice told me.
You don't go into water.
if you guys
Don't go into it.
were
Stay in
over
the
here,
That's
if you
why we
guys
need
were like
to
over
tour
here
that.
around my way,
Yeah.
I'd looked for like a screening of a 35 millimeter print of like a classic movie, and
Yeah.
we'd go to the Hollywood over here in Portland.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
There ain't nothing to do here, so you're not coming here.
That's
There's nothing here. There's the middle of nowhere. Unless you want snakes and other stuff else. Yeah, we get snakes and all sorts of wildlife.
really? Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks. You don't want.
I really should. I
you
should
want-
look
They go
into
in the
how much
house?
a ticket.
Unless you want, no, not in, but they're outside. So
I
if you
should
want-
look
They
into
don't
how
go in
much
the
a
house,
ticket
right?
is
No.
for
Oh,
Matt
that's good. Let's see.
for Matt
But
to
there
get
are, like,
over here
cockroaches.
for like just
Oh,
I'm sure
for a
there's
couple
roaches in
weeks.
New York too, right?
yeah, roaches. Yeah, it's like this part of the
I don't
culture.
think it would. It probably wouldn't be that expensive. Like it's not like I'm having him fly to New York or like Los Angeles.
Never know. It's gas. Look at gas. Gas. would be
Gas.
20 bucks.
Yeah,
Expensive, yeah.
gas prices even for planes. Yeah,
Yeah. Now, with us, we'll be mostly going to the subway, pretty much. So yeah, deal with the train. That's it.
I
Don't
don't
be-
give it.
Don't be scared. Once again, there's no baseball furies. There's no turnbuckle ACs.
yeah. Okay.
Don't be afraid. Don't worry.
At least we're not doing it at night. I don't.
We're not doing it at night.
I don't want to have a Home Alone 2 scenario.
No, no.
Or,
Well, I can't say. I'm not saying it's a fucking utopia, but I mean, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
If anything, it's 3 against them 3, so it's an even fight. And so they pull out a gun, like, okay, here's your wallet. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Have you been mugged before, Efree?
Nah. I don't want to say it that loud. I don't want to jinx it,
Yeah.
But hey, I've heard and I know people who have. And so, but I don't wear a lot of flashy stuff. I just have this. I don't wear no bling or nothing. So
I did live in the hood in Oklahoma City.
they had a hood out there, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I
mean, it's terrible. I don't mean cool.
But I was such a skinny, nerdy kid that like I was never considered a threat, even if I was wearing colors.
Okay. They probably thought you were the guy from Christine. That's why. No, he got that Blue Fury. Ain't fucking with him. That's what it is. That's it.
No, yeah, there were like Crips and Bloods apparently, because like my stepbrother, he was wearing blue when we went and picked him up, and apparently we had to pick him up real quick because there were like a bunch of like gang members who were trying to get after him.
Crips and Bloods of Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yep.
Who would have thought? My goodness.
Colors.
Let me just give a quick thank you to this guy who's talking about the Predator, the ending there. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, of course. And they green light that. That's what's hilarious about it. They green light that. Fred Decker and Shane Black.
They fucking blew it, man. They blew it so badly.
And then Fred Decker wants to make statements about, oh, you guys.
I know.
We didn't write this shit. We didn't write that. You guys wrote that shit. Yeah. Oh man. So what about Texas? How is it over there? Besides snakes and everything, are they crazy people running there blowing people up and making skin masks out of them and stuff like that?
I don't know. There's literally no one around her, so there's nothing to even describe on how they are. So.
Okay, well, middle of nowhere. There you go.
I mean, Texas is a huge state, so
yeah, Lone Star State. Yes. What about gun law? Does anybody carry weapons around Texas? Oh, that's a bad stereotype.
No, not around here at least.
Oh, that's good. I know there's some part of Texas they say you carry firearms.
over here in Vancouver, you'd have like definitely in Portland and some places in Vancouver, there's a lot of homeless people, and
well, it's not like people coming around with AK-47s just going around Walmart and just
no, there's nothing like that happening here either.
Okay,
but
somebody with a gun holster right there while she's by the checkout stand. Don't you skip
McDonald's. There's just a bunch of people with M16s.
Yeah,
there's a lot of crazy shit though going on at one of my jobs. There's a lot of shit.
Say some fries.
We've got fucking homeless people coming
Don't take
in
all the
shooting
fries,
up
don't shoot.
heroin in the bathroom. We had one guy. He actually jerked off and came on the bathroom wall at one of my jobs. Yeah.
Was he trying to write his
empty,
name? Wow.
There were like empty ramen containers, so I'm like, does he have a ramen fetish? Like, I like ramen too, but like, fuck's sake, man. Like, Jesus Christ. And of course, the shoplifting. I don't know, like, if you've seen a spike in that whenever you go out.
Check this out. We had a Rite Aid in our neighborhood. It was open all night, right?
No.
They shut down the Rite Aid. Check this out. The reason they shut it down is because a lot of shoplifting going on there.
Yeah.
Even with security there, a lot of shoplifting. They got mad. They shut down Rite Aid. Now there's no more Rite Aid. The only thing we got left is CVS. Let's see how long CVS lasts. Even though CVS isn't open 24 hours like Rite Aid was. But it was a lot of shoplifting. So because of shoplifting and they're wasting money on security.
Even if you have security,
they can't do so much.
But at the same time, like, a lot of places don't even have security. Like, both my jobs, we don't have security. So these shoplifters know that, and they just show up, and and some of them are like cheeky bastards about it too. And they're like, "I'll see you again. See you later." You know.
They don't give a shit. They don't
and
care.
You're told
Can't
not
do
to
anything.
do anything, right?
Yeah, I can't do anything. You can't do jack shit, or you will get fired.
Yeah.
So the point is, what is security there for then?
We don't even have security. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't do anything.
That's the whole thing, you know. It's like, let them terrorize the store and you keep your job. If you're lucky, you live. They'll come with that stupid shit, you know.
But like, you know, sometimes it is kind of like that.
It's
you know,
terrible.
People threatening to mace you. This one guy who was clearly on something, and I knew he had something in his bag, but you know, he came back later and was getting in my face, and he had like a giant Rambo knife in his bag. So I was just like, dude, fine, just go. I didn't see anything. You're cool. I don't want anything to deal with that fucking big ass Rambo knife. just you're fine. Go. Get out of here.
Very lucky you're alive, you know.
Yeah.
Be thankful you're alive, man. It's crazy.
There's a video on YouTube of a woman with a knife, and some guy tasers her right in the face.
Yeah, I would love to fucking do that shit.
That's it. I bet you the guy got in trouble too. Why
it was a cop.
Oh yeah, well,
it was a cop. The footage was a body cam.
Wow.
Because back in the day, you watch these old videos, like shoplifters, like they could get tackled and like thrown around and shit. And I'm wondering, I don't know the full details, but I bet something happened. Somebody like broke a limb, and then sued, and then won, and then all the companies don't want to deal with it.
Evil, apparently, we're told.
Of course.
Well, a lot of the cops, they don't want to do anything either. They don't. It's like one of those things where it's not considered a felony because it's not the amount that's being stolen is not up to a certain point. It got so bad in like California, like they had a limit and people would just go in and steal like $900 worth of stuff like every day because it wasn't considered a felony. And then eventually, because there were these string of robberies, they changed it to the point where it was a felony again.
That's terrible. It's terrible.
So going a very completely different direction.
That's interesting.
Do any of you have a favorite video game? I know Efree,
definitely not GTA. Because in GTA you can do a lot of that shit.
Favorite video game back in the day.
I mean, do you play any now?
Now, not so much.
I'd like to get into it. I just don't have the time.
I mean, this is a crazy story. I don't know if I can even talk about it, but I'll go for it. Why not? Because I have a feeling it's gonna be a bunch of laughs in this. I've been playing some Google games with my phone.
Oh, that's fine.
Right? Oh, but check it out. It's a game I recently got called Choices.
Okay.
Okay, now what it is, it's a game that's in a way similar to that game, that the House of Ashes game, but it's not horror and you're not playing it. You're mostly dictating or choosing the fate of characters in a story.
Okay.
All right, now this is where it gets hairy. Okay, it tells you to pick categories. Now, for shits and giggles, I picked steamy stories because see now the laugh to
Of
start.
course.
Okay, all right.
Now,
Choices, okay.
but it's not. It's more in dialogue. You don't see anything. Because I didn't think it was gonna go any further, but it was an interesting read. Because
it's like a romance novel now.
It's romance.
What happened?
It's romance, but there's graphic, steamy dialogue.
Oh, okay.
Because it's rated M. So it was an interesting game because I was curious to see where the fuck it's going. The only thing is that you gotta pay for these diamonds to get points.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
They get you with that.
There's always a catch.
There's a catch. They get you with that. Thankfully, it was no more than $2 plus tax. So I finished the story. Okay, it was interesting. Would I play the next game? Fuck no, because they would take more money out of me. It's not animation. If you can look it up, you probably find clips of it on YouTube. It's called Choices. It gives you different genres to go to. I could have picked any one, but for some reason, for shits and giggles, I was like, what is this steamy shit about? How far could they go? In dialogue-wise...
Like, whoa, that far, okay.
In dialogue-wise, like, for example, for shits and giggles, once again, it was something called the Nanny Affair.
Okay.
Okay.
That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Okay, all right. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No. So you get to pick who you want your lead to be.
Maid.
I chose the lead to be a girl, and the person she works for happens to be a girl. So you guys can fill in the blanks through there. And there's a lot of soap opera bullshit. And you get to pick the outcome of the characters and such.
You do know there's a thing just Pornhub.
I know about that. I know about Pornhub, but we're talking about video game. This is a game.
Spank bang.
This is a game. So I played it. It was during the 90s. My friend used to play X-rated video game called
Leisure Suit Larry.
I've heard of it, but I think maybe if I see it, I'll probably recognize it. I've heard of it. Leisure Suit Larry. Is that the one where you go into a porta potty and you gotta shit? You gotta get your character to shit? I know there was a game like that. Maybe that person can answer that question.
I don't know about that one, but
I think there was one called Leisure. I don't remember that stuff, but I remember it's a weird game from the early PC. And I know you guys are looking at me because you want to laugh. I know you want to laugh. You're laughing. I can tell you're laughing. You were laughing at me. But that's what happened. I played that game. Another game I did play a game called Home Design, which was decent. It's just the one like bubble popping. You go, you make the points, and then you get enough points, you decorate the house.
Okay.
So I was killing some time.
So like HGTV stuff. Okay.
Once again, the shit that's on here. Shit that's on here. That's the only video game experience I've had. But the choice one was interesting because you could pick different genres.
What about like old school video games? Like Nintendo?
I would say first Sonic the Hedgehog.
PlayStation.
The Sega Genesis, the first Sonic the Hedgehog, because I beat that game. Metroid, the first Metroid, I liked that game.
Mm-hmm.
There was a video game I remember I played, but I never got to finish it, called Alien Storm, because that was a very fun game. Aliens from Sega Genesis. Another game called Breakthrough, which was a pretty cool game, where you're a guy in a car and you shoot up a bunch of people and whatnot. That's a lot of fun. Contra, I never got to finish Contra, but that was fun and whatnot. But that's my video game experience and whatnot. Toe Jam and Earl was a good one. I remember back in the day. Kid Chameleon, that was fun, but I never got to finish that. That was a fun idea. Somebody that never made a movie of that, because that was a fun idea and such. And the choices, you guys got to... I want someone to request choices for Matt. Request choices for Matt. Because you can pick any genre you want. You don't have to pick the steamy one. I was just curious. Curiosity killed the cat. I know.
All right. Okay. So,
request choices for Matt.
Like I started out playing the
Nintendo. Shit.
I started out playing the original NES, Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers.
I played Duck Hunt. That was
one
good.
where you shoot the robbers or whatever. I forgot what the name of that was.
Gunman? Wild Gunman?
No, not Wild Gunman. It was some other like shooting gallery thing with criminals or whatever.
Steamy gallery.
No, not that. No. And then, of course, I played a lot of movie games, games based on movies, because, I loved movies.
I played
And that was a mistake, because
Top
most of those fucking games suck. Like Darkman, where if you lose, he cries. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like if you die and run out of lives in the Darkman game for the Nintendo, there's a screen that shows up where Darkman has like failed his mission, and there's like a footage of like Darkman crying. So
That's a lame game.
that one sucked. I played Predator, where Dutch is wearing pink for some fucking reason.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I hated that game.
That
what are
game
your,
too.
top 2 favorites?
Top 2 favorites? Okay, it's a little difficult, but I'm actually gonna cheat, and I'm gotta just go with like 3 that come off the top of my head. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the Super Nintendo. It's a really fun beat 'em up. I've beaten it like numerous times. I really enjoyed that one. It just like, I don't know. It's easy enough to like pick up and play, but there's a little bit of a difficulty at times. Like you could probably amp up the difficulty to play it more. It's not on easy, and the controls are really fluid, and it's just a really fun game. Halo for the Xbox, huge fan of that. Love that game.
Look for your review of the show.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of really
Master Chief's bare ass.
really
Bare ass, really? Oh,
potentially distressing things about that show. And Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb on the Xbox. Love that game. Really definitely in my opinion, a really special game. Like you get to play as Indiana Jones. It's first person, and the controls are really easy to use. It's got a decent enough story, and it's the best Indiana Jones game out there, because like it really does a great job making it feel like you are Indy. Beating the shit out of people, and fist fights, using the whip, using other stuff, using your wits to try to get around certain traps and so on. And there's a lot of replayability, because there's a lot of these artifacts that are like hidden throughout the levels. So that adds to it as well.
For me, I would go with, if I have let's see, Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil 4, Dead Space 2.
Evil Within?
I liked it, but I would probably not put that in top 5. Doom
House
3.
of Ashes? Well, Doom 3, of course. Yeah.
Doom 3. House of Ashes was good. Metal Gear Solid, the first one.
Matt, have you heard about this game called The Quarry that just came out?
Yeah, it's like Until Dawn. It's like those. David Arquette's in it.
Oh, really? Oh.
Choose your own horror film, like House of Ashes.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I haven't played it. I don't have it, so I'm sure you can find it to watch on YouTube. Like House of Ashes, like watch it as a movie.
Yeah, I know Matt did a good one on House of Ashes. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, good one. I would say also Doom for the PC. Other games I played, AVP for the PC. I played both of them. Funny enough, as the Predator, I got far, I believe, and I think maybe on the second game, AVP 2 Primal Species, I beat the game as the Marine by skin of my ass, but I remember I beat it. For the PC, I think I got the game somewhere around. I don't remember where. The Punisher video game that Thomas Jane did the voice for is a
the one that's game. Like that got banned in some countries because it was so violent. That one?
Really? I didn't know it was banned. Really? Wow.
Or maybe that's a different Punisher game.
So I know that was one from 2004 when the Thomas Jane movie came out. But what's funny about it, if you look at the trailers to it, Ron Perlman's voicing the Punisher in the trailer, but in the game, it's Thomas Jane. And that game is a shared universe because Iron Man makes an appearance, Kingpin makes an appearance. I forgot who else made an appearance. It's been so long since I played it. I think Nick Fury makes an appearance and stuff. It has a fun ending or whatnot. And funny enough, I remember in that game, I actually got my hand on the Red Scorpion machine gun, which is hilarious. Thomas Jane's actually shooting bad guys with the Red Scorpion machine gun that Dolph had in the Red Scorpion. That was that game. The first Call of Duty, when it was World War II, I beat the shit out of that game. The first PC game I got when I got my own personal PC, because Doom was not my PC. It was
Leisure Suit Larry.
No, no, not Leisure Suit Larry. No, it was actually Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. That was the first game that I really, really got into story-wise. The way everything looks cinematic.
I've heard really good things about the Max Payne games, and it just
the second one is great.
The movie was just an absolute
it's an abomination.
Disaster.
Abomination. Poor casting.
I only played the first one. I really enjoyed that.
You should play the sequel's pretty good. Fall of Max Payne, very noir, very cinematic, beautiful music. Okay. I look at that film like, where the hell was John Woo for the damn live action? Where the fuck was John Woo? Man, John Woo, that was tailored right to him.
I think the movie, like, it's not really the Max Payne film, but the film Wake of Death with Van Damme is closer to the game than the actual movie.
Yeah, in a way. I can see that and such. I would say Clive Owen would have probably made a good Max Payne, the way he looked.
I think Clive Owen would have been an amazing Shadow after watching Sin City.
Yeah. Clive Owen was great in Sin City. Even Mickey Rourke as Marv, kind of like a
Bruce Willis was really good too.
Yeah, very good movie. The sequel not so much, but the first movie was great. I saw that in the theater. That was a beautiful experience. Cinematic.
I wish I saw it in the theater after watching it.
I saw it in the theater. I saw Sin City in the theater. I saw it on a weekday, and everybody in the theater was just blown away. Like, you look at this, I'm in the hands of a talented man, Robert Rodriguez. He could do no wrong, so I thought.
Because I think I saw some bits of it in the theater, because I think I might have been working at the movie theater potentially at the time when it came out, so I could have seen it, but I just didn't see it for some reason.
Yeah, well, Sin City? Well, it's 2005.
Yeah. Actually, no. Never mind.
Yes, I remember you were in the theater. What was it, back in 2010?
The fucking Spirit. Maybe that
Spirit,
was it.
The Spirit was in the theater, I think. I think even the Nightmare on Elm Street remake was in the theater when you were in the theater.
Yes, I remember. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I could, hate to bring that up, but like that whole rant you did on Alien Warrior. You know where I can find Great Evil? You're like, with the Nightmare on Elm Street remix playing over there, you can go see that's Great Evil on film. Go ahead. I remember that rant. No more. You gotta see that movie, Matt. You gotta see it. It's a weird what the fuck movie. The tone is all over the goddamn place. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It wants to be an exploitation
maybe
movie.
I should request that for the month after next.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Alien War. It's on YouTube for free, I believe.
Because I requested Diggstown for Matt.
Diggstown?
Have you seen that one, Efree?
James Woods.
Oh, Diggstown.
Not Diggstown.
Like, what movie is this? What are you recommending?
No.
That's how you said Diggstown. I was like, what movie is this?
Not Diggstown.
Okay.
Diggstown.
Diggs. Okay, Diggs. Okay. I've heard of it. I heard it's an interesting concept. What Louis Goss Jr.'s got to fight all these people. What is it? In one night?
Yeah, Bruce Dern is the villain.
Yeah, bro. Him and James Woods, they have this rivalry to make this big bet, and Louis Gossett Jr.'s got to fight all these people.
Yeah,
it's an interesting concept. That was an interesting, all in one day, which is crazy.
Great cast. I mean, it's not just Louis Gossett Jr. and James Woods. You also have a young Heather Graham. You have Oliver Platt.
Well, I know it's a con movie, so some of them con taking a fall.
Oh yeah. Yeah, one of those. Yeah. It's a whole con. Everything's the con. It's one of those type of
but it's not. I mean, there still are a lot of actual fights. But I like the con stuff because it makes it a little different. It makes it a little unique in that regard. And Louis Gossett Jr. is great, and so is James Woods.
Of course, James Woods, I mean, the man. Jimmy Woods, come on. Yeah.
Other boxing movies off the top of my head, I just wanted to throw out randomly. Have you seen Tough Enough with Dennis Quaid?
Long time ago. I remember Dennis being good in the role, even though he sings in it. And
you also had the guy who played Stephen Mack's partner in Monster Squad.
Yeah, he was also Tom Selleck's buddy in Runaway, Stan Shaw, I believe.
Yeah,
his name is.
he's in Tough Enough, and he has a pretty big role in it. Pam Grier's also in it.
Yeah. I
Rowan
haven't.
Oates
Yeah,
in
I
his
haven't.
last film role.
I thought Blue Thunder was his last one.
That was one of his last.
Oh yeah, okay. Wow. I mean, I haven't seen it in years. I remember, Dennis Quaid being good in the role. I don't remember
It's
about
not
the film.
great, but I enjoyed it. I had fun with it because Dennis Quaid, is just.
Mike, did you ever see
Really
the
fun.
1992 boxing film Gladiator?
Yes, I was going to bring that one up because I watched that recently again too, and that's a
Very good
classic.
movie.
I love
Very
that
good movie. Good
Great.
soundtrack too. James Marshall's
Yes.
the man. I mean, Brian Dennehy.
The only thing that I feel the film is lacking is the stuff with Cuba Gooding Jr. and James Marshall. I feel there should have been like a few more scenes to really solidify their friendship. So then when you have that scene at the end when he's like, I'm not going to fight you, like I'm not going to do it, then there's more more actual weight dramatically, because I don't feel like it really was that well established compared to like his friendship with the Hispanic guy or the Italian guy or whatever.
Spanish guy, yeah, Spanish guy.
The Spanish guy.
That I feel that way about the girlfriend character because I know there was a lot of stuff cut out.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I think they try to put it with a montage, but I think that was a mistake. It's a good song. I know that song. You enjoy that. I will somebody used it a long time ago.
Great Cheap Trick.
Great song. Very underrated. And that film, I don't know if it still doesn't have no DVD or Blu-ray.
It does have a DVD. It doesn't have a Blu-ray.
Oh, it does have a DVD. At one point, I remember it wasn't on DVD.
Yeah, it has a DVD. I got it at a thrift store recently.
Okay, that's a good one, Gladiator. But you know how everybody was defending this guy, what's his name, Creed, Michael B.
Jordan, yeah,
about him being one note. But there's some actors that could do it better. Like James Marshall, I thought did one note better than him.
Shit, I didn't see this.
There you go.
What happened? What was
I was going to bring it up at one point too.
Frank Stallone being pissed at Michael B. Jordan.
Well, really, what's up?
He wrote on Instagram that Michael B. Jordan didn't want Stallone to be in Creed 3 since he's directing it, because he wants it to be his own franchise now.
Oh.
And apparently, like, Stallone wrote a script for Creed 2 and it was thrown out. And Frank Stallone just went apeshit like on Michael B. Jordan's, like, his ego outweighs his so-called talent or something like that.
Well, I never liked it.
Stallone chewed him out.
Well, I never liked the motherfucker anyway. I mean, he's got his ass. Michael B. Jordan. I never liked the motherfucker because he has his ass on his shoulders.
I mean,
and people want to compare him. But he's like Denzel. He's got that arrogance. No, Denzel is in a class of his own. His son has more of that. Denzel's son, John David, he has more of that. Michael B. Jordan, fuck that motherfucker. He don't have none of that shit. Fuck Michael B. Jordan.
I didn't mind him as Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four. I thought that was.
I didn't mind him in Chronicle. Or his voice acting as Cyborg in Flashpoint Paradox. But just his whole ego now, fuck him. I don't believe he's worthy to direct the film.
I didn't even think he was that great as Killmonger either, and he got a ton of praise for his performance in Black Panther.
I didn't care for him in Black Panther either. I just think his ego needs to be put in check. I'm glad that he's not a good actor. I agree. He's not. He's got his ego. He's head up his ass. His head up his culo. Exactly. Well, of course, it's just himself. And then he wants to be Superman. You believe that? You heard about that, Johnny? Mm-hmm. He wants to be Superman. I want to be Superman, a one-note Superman. I want to prove to Jarrell I'm not a failure. I want to prove to Lois I'm not a bitch.
That's what the B stands for, bitch.
Yeah.
Michael Bitch Jordan.
Hey, I want to prove
boxing.
Wait. Go ahead, Efree.
Nah, I want to prove that. I want to prove to Perry White that I'm not a punk ass Clark Kent either.
He probably would do that. Yeah, that's how he acts.
That'll be his acting. Be like this. You know how people come around Henry Cavill and that whole granted he's not great either, and the whole whatever that Batman v Superman and him be like this.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like this. Why I gotta say people in the tree? Why I gotta say these people for? I'm Superman. I should be doing this. I'd be a one-note Superman. Watch you fuck it up. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that puto. I'm glad Frank Stallone. Bravo to Frank Stallone for speaking up. Fuck that. Yeah. I'm sure Stallone probably wouldn't say it publicly, but I know Stallone would be like, fuck this kid. I gave this fucking kid a franchise. He didn't have shit with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Stallone will never. He'll never say anything on
He'll never
social
say
media.
it. He'll never say it. I'm sure maybe his brothers will say it. What? I know.
Fuck this
He'd be
fucking
called
kid.
racist.
I know, of course. You know.
He's a bum.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like Tommy Morrison from Rocky V. It's the same thing. You're a piece of garbage. You know that, Michael B. Jordan? You are.
You're a piece of garbage. You know that?
Yeah.
I know someone was asking go in a different direction. I know next month Scream Factory's doing a new version of Dog Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And then in August they have the Child's Play 2 and 3 special editions. What are you guys' thoughts on either one?
But it's funny that they
Dog
actually
Soldiers,
doing
I just hope
Dog
they don't
Soldiers
fuck
again.
up the transfer again. That's
Wait,
really
wait,
the
wait.
main thing.
Go ahead, Efree first. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mike, but I was surprised that they actually gonna redo Dog Soldiers, really, because I know that I know Neil Marshall was offended that no one liked that version of the print, but that's the original print, but no one likes it. It looks like Grindhouse.
It's not really the original version. They did some like color timing. They fucked with it.
They try to make it look like a Grindhouse movie. That's the way it looks. That's the way it looked in there. Granted, the features were not bad, but still, I mean,
Second Sight is also doing a 4K or a Blu-ray of their own.
Well, I don't have a 4K player, so I can't. And
comment. I think that they are the ones that are technically doing it or have been doing it, and then Scream Factory is just going to kind of use some of the same stuff that they already worked on. Because that's happened before with Second Sight and Scream Factory.
Okay, now I want to ask this question here. Yeah. Now, you guys realize that the features on Shout Factory's recent releases have been somewhat questionable?
Yeah. Because speaking of Second Sight, like they just came out with this 4K release.
Oh, really? Beautiful cover. No features, right?
Oh, a ton of it has features. It's got audio commentary with the director, conversation with the director, conversation with the editor, conversation with the composer, interview with the editor, a video essay. Nothing with the main cast though.
That's sad. I would like to hear Ryan Gosling's thoughts on the film, which is too bad. But anyway, like I was saying, the features on these recent releases of Shout Factory, they've been questionable because in the original, releases back when we had Michael Felcher and I think Sean Clark, and they were in charge of Red Shirt Pictures. And you look at the way they set up documentaries and interviews and commentary tracks, or they moderate. It's a very different animal.
Yeah.
Nowadays, sorry to interrupt you there. But nowadays, they got this new guy who's not that great. Some guy, I forgot the name of his thing, called Justin Beam. Which I know Sean Clark, he was on a thing with Dead Pit. And I think he was trying to be very tread lightly of how, because I guess he didn't want to get in trouble. But he was saying that he goes to conventions and people have been telling him that what happened, what happened. But I guess him and Shout Factory, I guess they didn't want to use him or Michael Felcher no more. Because Michael Felcher nowadays, I saw him, he did a Vestron video stuff.
Yeah, he's also been working with
I believe Vestron, and I believe he did stuff with Kino Lorber, and I think Arrow, yeah. And you look at the difference, like on the features, like I like the features of Steel Dawn, the Vestron release I got, and Extreme Prejudice. It's very well put together.
Well,
Well, go ahead. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a very different animal because this guy, Jason Beam, just doesn't cut it. Because when he does his stuff, it's always a fucking cue card that pops up with the same fucking question. He does that kind of weird. If you notice the difference, you know what I'm talking about. Like in My Bloody Valentine, it's a good re-release, but that's one problem I have is the way the documentary is slapped together. It's very weird.
Well, the way Sean Clark described it, he said why they do that.
Okay.
It's because, let's do an example. This isn't one of them, but it's just it's what I have right here. It's not it, but it was just right there. So on the back, it will say interview with, interview with, interview with. It makes it seem as if you're getting a lot more than you're actually getting.
You're not.
Also with a press release. If you send out a press release with interview, if it just says the making of the Blob, 1988, in the higher ups, they think, oh, the audience not going to think they're getting a lot of stuff. But if we have interview with, and we put a press release on the internet and we put on the back, wow, it makes it seem like we're getting a lot and people will buy it more. So that's what the higher ups do, and that's how they think, and they don't want. They say it's also too much work.
I think the pandemic.
Lazy.
I think the pandemic also affected things in terms of like.
But the other companies are doing that.
I know.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. And I do think
you're releasing nowadays, other than Child's Play 2 and 3, they've been very. I think they're going to be dead.
Because they have
I don't see it happening. I don't see them being dead. I think they're still going to find a way because they're
all they're doing is they're releasing Halloween 4K.
Yeah, they're re-releasing these titles, but they're still selling well. And I think they might be the ones that'll be like up front and center for a Nightmare on Elm Street box set. And if that does happen, that'll definitely make a lot of money for them.
But what else do they have after that?
That's true.
I know. But you can kind of say the same thing for a lot of these other companies. I mean, Arrow's releasing a lot of stuff that's not even
Vinegar Syndrome, they do like all sorts of random stuff, and
they're one-upping them.
Yeah,
they're one-upping them because Vinegar Syndrome, lo and behold, they were the first ones to get rad.
Yeah,
you have like a company like Synapse. Synapse has been around for a long time, but it's a smaller company. And they make sure to have the right quality control, and they turn in a really, really high quality product like this.
Wow, and that's a badass cover.
This is a slip cover. It's actually a steel book.
Oh, cool!
So,
I love steel books.
And it's got a 4K of it, and a lot of features.
Yeah.
And this was like decades. In making this release,
of course. Whatever happened to Blue Underground? Bill Lustig's company.
They're still around. They're still around. Blue Underground is still around. They've been releasing some 4Ks recently. They did like Dead and Buried. They did like Maniac Cop 2 and 3 recently.
Of course, yeah. I heard
they've been doing a lot of re-releases. They've just been doing a lot of re-releases.
I heard on the 4K for Maniac Cop 3, there's actually now they got a commentary with Bill Lustig and that guy who took over directing duties. In the same room. That's what I hear. They're in the same room, so I guess they might have mended their fences.
Maybe.
But I have a feeling it's gonna be the shit on the film. That's what I have a feeling. That's what's gonna be.
We'll find out.
I guarantee.
But yeah, I would say I like Scream Factory, but the two top labels for me are Arrow. Arrow's been a long time.
Phantom Wallet there.
Yeah, I got it too.
Very nice.
And of course, this one.
And
Flash
and Vinegar Syndrome. I really do like Vinegar Syndrome's product. Even though the films, some of them are kind of not the best. The films that Vinegar Syndrome is putting out, I really like their product. It's very high quality.
Yeah.
And like their box sets are just amazing works of art.
That's what I'm saying. I think Arrow, along with Vinegar, they're kicking Shout Factory's culo. That's what I think. I mean, they're kicking their ass because besides what? Graveyard Shift.
I mean, Severin's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one, so I don't know about that Wax Mask.
Yeah. Severin's a pretty good company.
I don't think Mike has seen it either. He just bought it. Have you seen what?
He bought all these? He didn't see anything? Wow.
I'm working. I have such a massive collection. I haven't even.
And that's a collector. That's a collector.
I am trying to do better though. Like I'm trying.
That's why I sent the request for Vinegar Syndrome. I think Mike, did you get your order in?
It hasn't come in yet. It's because I ordered it during halfway to Black Friday, and like they send out stuff to the subscribers first, and then so it'll be a bit.
Yeah,
that's one thing. Forgotten about that.
That's one thing about them, though. I guess I get the sense it's a one-man operation with Vinegar Syndrome.
It's not. It's not. Synapse is a one-man operation, basically.
Because I know Vinegar Syndrome, when I contacted the guy about Beastmaster, I waited a long time for it, and the same thing happened with Rad and such.
Yeah.
And then the guy responded back, "Oh, he was real cool. He just said, nah, it's a one-man business, one-man owned, and everything like that. I can only do so much." I don't know if he's gotten some people to help him now, but you know, it's one of
Well,
those
Arrow's been having some problems lately because they got bought by the same company that owns Zavi. So they've been having a lot of quality control issues to the point where I think they actually made a press release and they're like, "Oh, we're going to do something about this."
That's a hell of a name,
Because-
Zavi. Wow.
Yeah, because they like almost every new release from Arrow lately has been having some kind of issue that they have to send a replacement disc out for.
So do you two look forward to the Child's Play 2 and 3 release in August?
Oh, I definitely do, because
I would love-
Child's Play 2 and 3 releases on Blu-ray from Universal are just bare bones.
Or do you think it's just too expensive?
How much
It's
are
almost
they?
like- almost like $40 a piece.
Are there
It
anything
depends.
in there?
That'll go down
Is there
by the
anything?
time.
Okay, if it got to be worth it though. Got to be worth it. I mean,
They will go down by the time they ultimately get
but
released.
that's if they don't go out of
Probably
print
before 30.
fast, because you know they have that limited release shit. Or whatnot.
They're not doing that for those
They're
because
not
they're
doing
going
it
to
for
sell
those?
a lot for
They only
them.
did it for like Watchers too.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I went to their site.
know you showed
everything's
House.
canceled. Yeah.
This is the out of print House box set. This
I know,
is
but
from-
I got those thanks to Matt. Matt gave me the DVDs of those.
these ones
Yeah.
are a little different.
Yeah,
Like this
yeah.
one has like blue cases
Thank you,
for
Matt.
some
I got
reason.
that.
No problem.
But
I got those thanks to Matt. That's why I had to get House 3.
and this one has the hardcover book.
Yeah.
Now you need to get House 4.
No, hell no. I saw that once, and that was enough. I like, what the fuck is this movie? I just saw that. Yeah, Flash came with a book too, of course.
This is an interesting question. How long do you think streaming media will eventually become the only way to watch movies if studio stops releasing films on physical media?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
sadly, it's
Should I
probably
answer?
within the next 10 years.
Mm.
I
If
think
they
it's
want-
that soon on
If
the
they're, gonna,
horizon.
if they're gonna cut corners and they want to get rid of a lot of factories and such, and they're gonna look at how much money people pay for streaming services, sadly it can happen. That's why I love to grab movies like this and this.
See, here's what I think will happen.
They'll disappear.
They won't
Yeah.
stop entirely, but the prices will go up, and it will be even more limited in terms of quantities. It's going to be something along the lines of what's going on with records right now. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be specifically for a niche market, and they're not going to release as many. I think that'll eventually kind of come to a head once these labels like Arrow and Scream and Vinegar Syndrome, once they just run out of stuff, because eventually that's going to happen. They're just going to run out of time. They will have already released almost everything that could potentially sell any amount of copies, and they've already done re-releases in 4K, and there's not going to be an 8K disc. I do not think that will ever happen. We will not get 8K in terms of a physical format. The last physical format, in my opinion, is going to be 4K.
Well, that's the same thing they said about HD, and then look what happened. We hit over 4K.
Yeah, but that's a little different. 8K and 4K sales aren't the best for
Whatever
the
happened to
studios.
that thing they were playing with DVD HD? Remember that thing they was selling?
HD DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
They sold
Remember
around
that?
the same time. Yeah, I have a player and I have a few.
It came and went. Remember those? You could
Well,
see
it
those
came and
like,
went because
shit, I thought DVD
Blu-ray-
was HD. The fuck? Like,
Blu-ray was a Sony thing.
yeah, of course.
And Blu-ray, because it was a Sony product, they had better deals with other distributors, with other studios.
Thanks to I think
HD
PS3 or whatever. Yeah,
HD DVD only had
probably.
I think it was Warner Brothers and Universal.
Yeah,
That's the
I-
only companies.
I
that were
remember
releasing
seeing like a
anything.
Tremors
Lionsgate,
HD
I
DVD
think Lionsgate might have done a couple too, but
when I used to go to Virgin Megastore. I remember back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
HD DVD, I have a player somewhere. I had some. It Blu-ray is better to me. and you just had wider array of stuff. Like the HD DVD that I have of Army of Darkness is weird because it has a HD DVD version of the film on one side, but then a regular DVD version on the other. So it's like a dual-sided disc. It was just it was just a mess.
Well, the name didn't help because people just thought it was
No.
regular DVD.
So I thought too, like, what is this? This is bullshit.
They had
I don't
something
know
called
what that is.
Super VHS too, I think, which is like even more like, or HD VHS.
What was that thing you had? You showed in a video where you had to pay to get the thing out or
DVX,
something?
DivX or something. I think like
What
DivX.
was
Yeah, DivX or whatever.
I remember
What was-
DivX. I
But what
remember
was the
DivX.
deal?
You had it was one of those things where you had to pay to see it again. Like you could only watch it
Once.
once, and if you wanted to watch it again, you would have to pay. Yeah,
Because I remember, I don't know, the one DivX I remember
I have a
was
copy
when they had
of Bride of
BitTorrent.
Chucky.
BitTorrent was around, I remember.
Oh,
and
that's
the
a
quality-
different thing.
Oh,
That's a different thing. That's the
The quality looked terrible. It was like wasn't made for watch on phones, I think.
Well, yeah. The
Yeah.
DivX, the quality of the DivX DVDs or discs was not the best
Yeah,
either.
they were terrible. I saw that shitty movie. What was it? I forgot the name of that. Faust, Love of the Damned. That was a DivX. Yeah, I threw it out the window. Yeah. I watched the battle between HD, DVD, and Blu-ray when I worked for a video store. Who won? Of course, Blu-ray.
Well, it's Blu-ray. They had more
Blu-ray.
titles. And HD DVD, like they had a deal with Xbox, but you had to buy a separate thing to be able to play them.
I thought for a second, I thought you said they had to do with X-Pac, the wrestler.
X-Pac had something to do with that. Figures. Yeah, X-Pac.
Xbox, gotcha. Not
Xbox.
X-Pac.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, HD DVD did get some heat, so I mean, I don't know.
Yes, I remember that was bad.
Go away, Heat.
Yeah,
Go
go
away.
away heat
Go away.
for
Get the
sure.
fuck out of my face, Heat, pretty much.
The Blu-ray, the player was automatically included with the PlayStation 3, I think.
Yeah, it
So
was.
it wasn't one of those things where you had to buy a separate attachment.
Yeah.
Yeah, D theater. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Better than
Cool.
DVDs.
Wow, that's interesting, Mike. You should seek that out. I mean, it's a collector's item.
They're super
You
expensive.
need a player for it? Probably specific
Yeah.
player?
Yeah, you need a specific player for it, and they're
Wow.
incredibly hard to find.
Interesting.
One of the dumbest formats, though, is definitely, I mean, DivX for sure. That's definitely way up there.
Yeah.
But CEDs was pretty lame too. Like even
Yeah.
for the time. Do you remember? Have you heard of CEDs?
Yeah. What's up?
Efree?
What?
CEDs, capacitance electronic discs.
Were
Was
they
it
real,
80s?
were they real small or they big?
No, they were. It was this big ass like plastic container that had like what basically was a record inside of it, and you would stick this entire giant plastic thing into the CED player.
Nah,
It was
sounds
made by
familiar.
RCA. It was made by RCA.
Sounds familiar. I don't think I've heard of it. I remember
Yeah.
one time it was briefly mentioned on TV, like a commercial. It was a VHS tape. I forgot what they called it. The tape was like this big,
Oh,
and it was like on a one of those things, looked like a tape recorder, but it was the TV
Yeah, hold on.
screen.
Yeah,
Right.
I have one
yeah.
of those.
Yeah, I remember they advertised it because they showed Top Gun.
Yeah.
I forgot what they called that. It was a VHS. It was real small. I'm sure Mike might have it. That's
I
why
think he
Mike
has
showed
one
it.
of like Casualties of War, look like for a camcorder.
Yeah, it looks like camcorder. Yeah, but it was real
I
small.
think it's Casualties of War he has, or
Oh, I bet you Mike has it. He's showing something small.
Yep.
There it is.
saw in the video. Yeah, in the video you did. Yeah, Casualties of War.
Yeah. But it was a Top Gun one I show a commercial of. Maybe that'll be a perfect collector's item. You find one of Top Gun like that.
I guess.
Wow.
Would you watch it in a camcorder or?
Yeah, it was a. It was
You
a
will
really,
watch it. You will watch it like in a little, like a portable thing that looked like
Yeah.
the size of a tape
Yeah,
player.
you would
recorder.
also watch it.
And it was
you
like a
could watch
TV
it on
tube,
your-
like this big.
Oh,
You
It's
could watch
weird.
it on your camcorder as well.
Or watch it on your camcorder. If you want to be bootleg about it, you could do that. You know,
Okay.
it's cool, you know, and such. Hey, good movie you can watch anywhere, like a wise man said, right? So there you
I
go.
mean, Laserdisc though, that was definitely I would say
Laserdisc,
one of the better
right?
formats.
Laser disc. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks
not
once again,
Laserdisc.
Bobby. I don't think anyone's know a wrestler. I don't think.
No,
Who's-
Nah, I don't know any wrestler.
I mean,
Did
I was
Efree-
friends. I'm friends with a guy. I was friends. I think I still am on Facebook. This guy named James. Like he's a indie wrestler, but
By the way, Efree, did you ever get into wrestling? I know Mike did it back in the day. I did.
I watched it. I want to say it was WWF when it was still WWF. It was around late 2000, early 2001.
so like the tail end of the Attitude Era, basically.
Pretty much. I remember I was really into it. I was really into the stories. I was into the thing. The Rock was the new. That's when I respected the Rock a lot with the people's eyebrow.
I
craziness.
love WWE or WWF
and
Rock,
Mankind when he did the Cactus Jack, the Hell in a Cell with Triple H. A lot of crazy shit. Crazy Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon getting her ass kicked in the ring. And then I got real mad when I saw one of the pay-per-views and I saw The Rock and Austin were fighting. Yeah. And I hated the outcome. And after that outcome...
Was that the WrestleMania where the swerve happened? Where Austin teamed up with Vince McMahon?
Steve Austin?
Yeah, Steve Austin started doing that stupid thing. What?
Yeah.
I hated that shit. Like, oh, fuck you now, Austin.
That was WrestleMania 19.
Yeah. That's when they had that music.
I mean, that's a great show. I mean, it's a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Crack Addict. It was My Way or The Highway. It was that was in all the promos.
Okay.
Check out my melody. They showed The Rock and Austin. I'm like, yeah. And then I saw the fight. I'm like, what? What the fuck is this? And I was like, fuck this show now. I ain't watching this no more. Fuck it now. You fucked it up.
I got into wrestling around.
You're not alone.
Time.
A lot of people felt the same way. That's
like, what's this? What? I hated what Austin was doing, that stupid thing.
I remember watching, of course, Sting on WCW. I love Sting, huge Sting mark. And then at one point, yes, in the 2000s, I was a fan of Cena. I'll admit it.
It's okay. You're gonna admit it. It's all right.
I mean, I to the point I marked out like crazy when he came back at that Royal Rumble after a quick recovery after he hurt his, I think he hurt his like pectoral muscle or something.
Pectoral muscle.
Like he tore something, and then he came back in a record amount of time and shocked everybody at the Royal Rumble that year. But I basically I lost interest because things were just getting to the point where they're very stale and predictable.
She rest in peace, by the way, China. There you go.
Yeah. And then I tried to get back into it again, like when Sting was in WWE. And then WWE fucked Sting over with fucking Nipple H and this bullshit WrestleMania match where it was one of those things where, we got to bury WCW again one more time. Which was lame. Hey,
Yeah, pretty much. And plus, remember, John Cena's the whole thing. You can't see me. Nah, everybody can see him. I was already booing him.
Well, he does a lot of his DDP yoga nowadays.
I think that's an amazing thing that he does with DDP yoga. He's helped so many different wrestlers and people with his yoga.
From what I understand, I saw an interview. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. Maybe these guys who are listening to us, they're familiar with Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian, the guy they call Fluffy.
Yeah, Fluffy.
He did an interview with Austin when Austin had his radio show. Mm-hmm. He was real good on that show when he had that show on. That
Skull, I think
it was he had a radio show or online thing or whatnot. Podcast, yeah. And he mentioned that he was losing weight because he was doing this DDP yoga.
Oh, cool.
So that was helping him
Gabriel
out.
Iglesias, he was definitely
he was bigger, so he lost some weight. Not that much weight, but he lost some. No. He credited to DDP's yoga. So he was doing it, so I guess it helped.
I mean, speaking of DDP, I mean, he's the type of guy, like, he helped a lot of people. I mean, he helped Scott Hall.
Hey, Green, he doesn't. Johnny, he doesn't.
And honestly, he would probably help somebody like Jeff Hardy if Jeff Hardy would take the fucking
help. He was in that documentary with David Arquette. You cannot kill David Arquette with that one.
Yeah.
even he was there with David Arquette when David Arquette wanted to do this
Yeah.
wrestling thing, and he was like, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
he was supporting, but he was like, I don't know. You know, 'cause
Uh-huh.
what
Have you
David
seen
Arquette
that,
is-
Mike? The
Not
movie?
yet. I do
Very
want to
good.
check that one out.
It's very good. You should give it a watch. Very good. David Arquette, you look at him in a different light after that.
And yeah, I mean, I agree, folks.
Yeah.
John Cena's acting talent is pretty much non-existent.
What talent?
Unless I didn't mind him in Blockers, but that's that I didn't mind him in that comedy.
They're both worse. I'll answer Cole Warner. They're both worse. Both of them. Terrence Smith, at least I'll give a little bit of the edge too, because it was time I liked it and stuff.
I will make
Not
that.
these
I
days.
will say this: John Cena was really good as Peacemaker. He really was good as Peacemaker.
Did you see his show?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's terrible. I saw the first episode. I said, "Fuck this show," but that's me. That's
I've
me.
heard
I mean,
some
you
good
might
news
like
about
it.
so I
You
haven't
might like
seen
it. I
yet,
don't know,
but
but I didn't care for it. I saw the first episode. I said, "Fuck this show." This character did not deserve to have his own show. I'm like, you could have gave that to King Shark. You could have gave that to Idris Elba.
yeah, I
You
mean,
could have gave that. Hell, they could have even gave that to fucking Nathan Fillion's character, which I know there
Or
was an
just don't
interview.
have a show at all.
Or don't have a show at all. There you go.
Put it in the better
now
I
shows.
agree.
I
I
agree.
don't know what
I
the guy
like
said
those
down below,
things.
but he should. But of
Not
course,
Jungle Cruise, not Skyscraper.
but I
true,
mean, I
but it's
like
going by
Central
money.
Intelligence.
Central
see,
Intelligence
that's
was
the
good.
I like
thing.
both of them. I didn't. I like Race to Witch Mountain and Central
Yeah.
Intelligence. They are better movies.
Those are his better movies.
Yep.
Because Central Intelligence, lo and behold, he's actually trying acting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, yes, he's
And
trying
Kevin
acting.
Hart is also trying a little bit harder in that.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart is also actually likable for once. A lot of the
Yeah.
characters he plays are just unlikable
I
twats.
didn't mind two movies that he did. I didn't mind Night School for the time waste it was.
I did not like Night
Because
School.
I like Tiffany Haddish. That's why I could deal with it.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Tiffany Haddish more than Kevin Hart. But I didn't mind this
Speaking of
drama
Tiffany
he did.
Haddish, Efree, have you seen the film she did with
Steamy
Ike
Affair?
Barinholtz
What?
called?
Steamy Affair.
No, did you see the film with Ike
Haddish?
Barinholtz called what The Oath? Have you seen that one?
She's in a movie called The Oath.
Yeah,
What-
with Ike Barinholtz from Mad TV. It was like an
Oh.
attack on politics. It was like some crazy, almost like Hunger Games, not necessarily Hunger Games, but like a fictional sort of thing. Like, what if something happens where it's similar to like The Purge, but like it's comedic kind of take on it.
It sounds familiar. I might have seen a trailer, but I don't remember the
I would recommend it. I thought Tiffany Haddish was great in it, and so was
Yeah.
like Barinholtz, and it was one of those political films, but it like completely took aim at both sides.
Okay.
So it wasn't one of those movies where it was like, oh, these stupid liberals or oh, these stupid Republicans. Like it was like all of you are fucking stupid.
Yeah. I'll look that one up. It sounds interesting. But the other Kevin Hart film, I didn't mind him in, was a drama he did with Bryan Cranston. I forgot the name of it. That's
It's
how good
funny
it
to
was.
see that one. Yeah, I've heard about that
I
one.
think Matt, you reviewed it. You don't remember the name of that one? Nicole Kidman's in that one. I actually thought Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston worked well with each other.
I don't remember the name. But I know
Somebody
which
would
one
put
you're talking
name the name of the film. I forgot what it was called. But I remember that to me, that's what he should aim for.
about. Mhm.
Movies like that. I know he did this one with John Travolta, which I don't think I could find it anywhere, called Die Hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was like a Quibi thing, I think, wasn't it?
It's like a
Streaming
short,
service.
I don't know, it was a short movie or something
Yeah.
with him and John Travolta. I
Yeah.
guess he's trying to be a movie star, and John Travolta playing like a stunt guy or something. With
Mhm.
the same hairstyle he had in from Paris with Love, that one, I think.
Mhm.
Everything.
Uh-huh.
He's actually good when he's doing interviews. Like he did that thing
There we
for
go.
The Upside. That's it. Thank you.
But yeah, he the sports stuff where he interviewed people in ice baths. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's the one that he did for Peacock. I think it's the one that he's in a wine cellar.
Okay.
He did one.
I really
where
like the ones where he's interviewing. He interviewed like sports guys, and he was like in ice tubs.
No, that's the one that's on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the Laugh Out Loud Network shit he did. Like he did one where him and Terry Crews went to the gymnast place with his little kids who are gymnastics. That was pretty funny because Terry Crews wanted to beat him up. He's like, "Be watching you talk to me, Kevin. I'll kick your fucking ass."
One of
Something
his
like that.
first, like he was in Soul Plane. He was also in Scary Movie 3.
He was also in a very small part in 40-Year-Old Virgin. In the extended cut, you see a little bit of his scene more. He's arguing.
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
I forgot. Yeah, he was in fucking Grudge Match. He was in
Was
that
he?
movie.
That's right. He played, I think, somebody's agent. I think it was Stallone's agent or somebody.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can deal with Kevin Hart for those 2 movies. Everything else, nah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's one from the Man from Toronto, but I look at it like I seen this film already. It's called Hitman's Bodyguard.
What did you think about Get Hard with Will Ferrell?
It was a time waster for what it was. Will Ferrell wasn't that bad in it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. Like Will Ferrell, he's on and off. Like I didn't mind Land of the Lost. I know Matt showed it to me a few years back. That was actually not bad.
I like Talladega Nights. It's one of my favorites of his.
I still haven't seen that one. Talladega Nights.
Definitely recommend it.
What else was it? I still haven't seen Daddy's Home or the other guys, which I heard he was very good in the other guys.
The other guys I would definitely recommend that one. I mean,
I heard Michael Keaton stole the show.
Yeah,
Michael
he has
Keaton,
a great cameo in that.
Yeah, and such, and everything. Wow.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly in this one. First off, peacocks can't fly.
I think didn't we do this one already? Well, maybe we'll do it again. I think we mentioned a favorite Peter Hyams movie.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I mean, I did say Time Cop. What about you, Mike? What was your favorite Peter Hyams?
I think it was similar. It was like Time Cop or somewhere along those lines. I
think Matt said Outland, right?
End of Days.
End of Days. Okay, End of Days. All right, so that's our 3s. The man got a lot of good talent, good movies.
I mean, I also really like Outland and a bunch of other stuff that he's done.
Running Scared of being there as well. Narrow
Someone's
Margins.
asking, what films that are not released on DVD would you like to see released on DVD? Obviously Blu-ray as well, but films that are only on VHS.
Nightlife with Scott Grimes. That's really high on the list for me.
I would say
on Laserdisc.
I would love to. I want to get a physical media of The Mandalorian the first 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. Physical media, not just the Disney Plus, a physical media of The Mandalorian.
I'd like to see a Criterion collection.
With a lot of features and interviews, everything, commentary, the whole thing.
Of Dolomite Is My Name.
Dolomite Is My Name. That deserves it. Mm-hmm. Bright. Fuck Will Smith real life, but I still like the film. Bright deserves it. Extraction. Mm-hmm. That'd be nice to see that. Extraction. Of course, the one Night of the Juggler, very underrated one.
Yes.
That needs to get cleaned up, get a nice restoration for that.
I'd like to see
Murder by Phone. Very
I would like to see an official release of Freddy's Nightmares.
Yeah, it should get an official release.
Still haven't done that.
They keep talking about they have it available on streaming. I seen it online. The streaming is not that. I mean, the quality is not that great. Well, it needs to be cleaned up. You know.
Yeah,
needs to be cleaned up. I mean, I know there's like a Warner site archive. You can watch them. That's why I saw a few episodes.
It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi.
Oh, Tubi has them? Okay. Yeah. But they need to be better quality, though. The quality isn't that great.
Speaking of quality, like this Showtime Outer Limits reboot series, like the quality after the first, I think, 2 or 3 seasons is just unwatchable on DVD. It's terrible.
Wow.
It's bad.
That's terrible. Do you know the new chemicals?
Commercials.
Oh, the new commercials? No. I think I did see one. I saw one with like fucking Pete Davidson and it was annoying. I only have this smart water bottle because it was like really the only like larger water that was available at my work. So
this is not the actual body armor water. I threw out the water and I put the water in this
exactly.
Because it's a
That's
big
what
bottle.
this is too. I'm not drinking this. This isn't actually smart water either.
Body armor and water is they don't go together. Body armor is we use bulletproof vest. It's not a drink, you know. But it's just my opinion.
And you guys use bottles. I use actual thermos. You know.
You're a lucky man.
Get one of these.
You're a lucky man.
I have something. I
used to have one of those.
I have a metal like drinking bottle thing, but I don't know. I don't like
this
it.
This is fucking Thai business with you guys. This is bottle business. There you go.
You listen to me.
Fucking Thai business.
Listen to me. You don't see it too well on the camera. This is full of dust, right? Now this I used to take this with me to work But what happened is after a year, the installation doesn't work anymore. So if when I first got it, I'll put water in it. It will stay cold all day. No bullshit. During the summer,
makes it sexual tyrannosaurus.
Makes it sexual tyrannosaurus. That's right. It will stay cold all day. After a year using it, I don't know what happened. It didn't want to stay cold anymore. It became like this. So then I was just like a fucking souvenir or a weapon. That's about it. That's about it. That's why I'm
trying to think of other stuff that would like to see get a release.
The fucking Thai business.
Stakeout. Stakeout doesn't have a Blu-ray.
Low Down Dirty Shame needs to get a Blu-ray. That's the one I need to get a Blu-ray.
Shoot to Kill with Tom Berenger.
That needs a Blu-ray.
3 Men and a Baby, starring us.
Yeah.
Yes, 3 Men and a Baby.
Well, I mean, 3 Men and a Baby was the highest-grossing film of that year, and
no Blu-ray. The second film has a Blu-ray, which that's sad.
It actually doesn't. It just has I don't think it has a Blu-ray. None of them have a Blu-ray. None of them are released on Blu-ray.
What about Adventure of the Babysitter? I heard they had that anniversary edition.
Yeah, I have that Blu-ray. I only have it because it was like one of those titles I got from that.
Nothing in it. No interviews. Nobody.
It's a good transfer, but nothing. It's not really an anniversary edition.
It's nothing. And what's sad about it is I'm sure Elizabeth Shue would talk about the film. I'm sure Keith Coogan would talk about the film.
Well, it's similar to like The Rocketeer.
Yeah.
With The Rocketeer, like Joe Johnston has said in numerous interviews. It's
Billy Campbell as well.
He's done. Billy Campbell as well. That he would do a commentary.
Yeah.
Like Joe Johnston has outright said that he would do a commentary if he was asked to do one.
What was it? Billy Campbell, when the film had an anniversary last year, he went to screenings. Jim and Jennifer Connelly, they're proud of the film. Timothy Dalton.
I heard a rumor that the reason why there isn't like any of the stuff from the anniversary screening is because Kevin Smith fucked it up. That's what I heard the rumor is.
What the fuck?
Because he was the host. He was the host for some reason for the anniversary screening, and he was the one that
was he talks, he curses and stuff.
Son of a bitch. He needs to go cry himself a river. He needs to cry himself a river, really. The Kevin Smith of yesteryear would laugh at this fucking Kevin Smith now.
That's why I laughed when I saw. I've been, for those who don't know, I've been watching a lot of Family Feud with Steve Harvey.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I know. I seen you sent me a thing of that.
There's YouTube channels that have like a bunch of them, and Kevin Smith was on one of them, and he lost, and I laughed.
I gotta see that one.
Justin Long beat him.
Of course.
That's even
Who better? Who better?
Command Center.
Beat Kevin
Command
Smith.
Center.
Who better? I gotta see that one. Send me that one. I want to see that one.
His character from Live Free or Die Hard beat.
He beat Freddy. He beat Freddy. Freddy. That's what he was in Live Free or Die Hard. Freddy. Oh, man.
With his fucking skinny ass.
Did you ever see? I mean, get off the topic, but the Steve Harvey Family Feud. Did you ever see the compilation where the board is making fun of him?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. If that's up there, I'm gonna tear this up. I see that up there. Something about his teeth, and he got very offended.
Yeah.
His shit. Because he said, I know who's doing that. I know who's doing it. His shit. The person with the control board. Or something like that.
There's also the one where people go like pork chop.
Yeah.
Pork, what do you say, loin?
Yeah.
So he says pork, and the other guy goes cupine.
That's a good one.
If you like those kind of stuff, like you should look up like old school like game show, mistakes and flubs. Like there's like a ton of things.
I've just been watching the news stuff to Steve Harvey. I didn't grow up with Steve Harvey, but I didn't even know he hosted Family Feud.
It had a couple of different hosts. I think at one point they had
Louis Anderson was a host at one point.
Yeah,
it
was him. May he rest in peace. And I believe Richard Karn from Home Improvement.
Oh, yeah.
He hosted. And then they finally went to Steve Harvey.
I think one of the original hosts was
Richard Dawson.
Richard Dawson,
yeah, he was the one there. Even though I think there was
always
stories,
kissing everybody, all these girls, all the women.
There was a lot of stories going on about Richard Dawson that he used to drink a lot when he was there. Yeah. Sometimes you could sort of see it.
Yeah.
He was heavy on his drinking. I don't know if he cleaned up his act when he was doing Running Man, but during those days he was heavy on the bottle and such.
And Steve Harvey's been doing it, I guess, for over 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still doing it now, but he's very funny. I grew up with him because I remember him when he had his wig, when he had Steve Harvey's show, on the WB, and he was hilarious there because he reminded me of teachers I had when I was in high school, junior high school. They were smart asses like Steve Harvey. It says Steve Harvey was more funnier on purpose though, and him and Cedric working off each other. That show should have got a last episode. I think even Cedric makes a joke about it. Friends got the last episode. They had the cake. Phoebe Chandler. You know what we got? A cake that said, "Good luck, goodbye." And that was it. That's all we got, a fucking cake. That's what Cedric said in one of his stand-up specials. Like, Friends got the weekend. They got the whole... We didn't get none of that.
Speaking of shows, I picked up like the first like 4 seasons of Moonlighting. And
I never seen that show. I gotta watch it one day. I've never seen it.
It's not streaming.
Well, of course.
And it's not on Blu-ray. And that's one that I think could use a remaster and a new release.
A very young
the
Bruce
show
Willis
that apparently really inspired. It was way ahead of its time. It inspired a lot of these modern comedies that were meta and were, playing around with, concepts like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we go on, I want to ask how you guys doing for time, because like Efree's pretty late on your end.
Yeah.
Mike, he just got home from work and he hasn't had time to do anything.
Okay.
So let me know like how good you guys are doing in time. If you just
I got 13 after 10, so by 10:30 I'll probably knock out pretty much.
Yeah.
So let's say at most 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. I mean, I know Mike you say you didn't eat nothing, so right, you want to get some food.
So
and whatnot. It's understandable.
Yeah. So
but we covered a lot, right? We've been on here for how many hours? You've been on here?
Over 3 hours.
Wow, that's a lot. A lot of 3 crazy guys. What? It did.
It went by quick.
Yeah, we're talking. We're talking out of our culo. That's why we're talking out of our culo. It's a lot of fun.
Again, it'll just be 10 more minutes for people out there in the chat so that Mike can get something to eat and sleep and all that. But thank you all. Thank you, these 2 guys, for joining me.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for your friendship. Most of all, you guys.
Absolutely.
Your friendship.
Yeah, thank you.
If anyone has any final questions,
you're welcome.
Feel free to put them out there.
And please do. Yeah. That's it, man.
One quick one for Efree. Let me find it here.
Okay. I remember back in the day.
That's funny because I was requested to watch No Holds Barred, so I watched that recently.
Okay. What are your thoughts on it?
Sucks. I don't like No Holds Barred.
When I first saw it back in the day, I thought it was there. I saw it recently as an adult, about maybe back in 2010. It didn't hold up.
No.
I mean, then you find out the backstory behind it, what Vince McMahon was doing to try to fuck over Roddy Piper. And Roddy Piper won, because Roddy Piper had the better film that did hold up.
And Hulk Hogan, like, he has a ton of personality and charisma in the ring and in his promos, but on film, none of that is there. Like, the scenes with him and Joan Severance are just really just pathetic. Mm-hmm. And I don't mind Tiny Lister, but like Zeus is a joke, just snarling and growling, and just it was laughable to me with his fucking unibrow. Like a fucking unibrow, really? Like you're gonna do him like that?
I mean, I will say, Tiny Lister Jr. He had an intimidating presence. Granted, he looked silly, but he's a guy you wouldn't want to catch in an alleyway.
No, but it doesn't pan out the same way because he looks silly.
Because of the connected eyebrow. And because of his glass eye, too. Don't forget that. And everything. But, I mean, he rest in peace.
And the guy from Ghostbusters 2.
Kurt Fuller was very over the top.
He was awful. Like,
very
horrible.
over the top. He dies. He has this thing. He keeps saying jock ass a lot.
Yeah, I don't get it. He said it like 5 times. Like
when I visited it on TV, I thought that was an ad lib that they edit, but no, he really does say that jock ass.
Yeah,
he can't say jackass
like 5 different times. Like the writer thought it was the greatest insult ever.
I don't know,
man.
Like,
it's stupid.
A documentary on the film would be interesting. I would say Hogan's best film is Suburban Commando. Yeah, that was just fun. Yes. Christopher Lloyd worked well off him. It just felt like the right vehicle for him. Perfect.
Even then, that
Commando.
movie's just okay. Yeah. Like Hulk Hogan doesn't have a great movie unless he's
to me that's his great. I would say that's his great.
If he's a
Suburban
cameo.
Suburban Commando.
Like Rocky 3 or Gremlins 2, but that's the best from him.
Yeah, but it depends which version of Gremlins 2, because if you had the VHS, Hulk Hogan wasn't in the VHS when he was in the actual one in the theater and on the cable. I don't know
Mr. Nanny, I'm not super big on. but like over the years, I've grown to kind of somewhat enjoy it as a guilty pleasure for David Johansen. You know,
I remember not minding Sherman Hemsley because I think he's
the
in
whole
it.
thing where he's like, "You shot my hair, you're dead."
It's a very silly movie. I give you that.
Yeah.
I didn't mind back in the day. I haven't seen it since Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah,
the TV show he had.
like the movies he did with like Carl Weathers, like Assault on
the TNT movies.
Devil's Mountain or whatever.
Yeah, the TNT movies he did. Those were, I think, released through. I think those were aired on TNT for cable.
I know the one he did called The Ultimate Weapon was really disappointing. That one was bad.
I think I remember you ranted on that one, right?
Yeah, that one sucked.
Yeah.
Boring.
Hogan, I don't know. I think to me, he worked well with Suburban
when
Commando.
he did the stuff where he had no mustache, that was like, what the fuck, man?
That was the stuff with Carl Weathers with no mustache. He just had a 5 o'clock shadow. And then he gets to do a bullshit fight with Billy Blanks. So that's
or the stuff with like he did like the Secret Agent Club. He did Santa with Muscles.
To answer Jack Frost's question, I remember they did something like that, but it wasn't Pizza Hut. McDonald's had something like that.
Oh, I remember that actually.
McDonald's had the one where they would give you movies sometimes with the meal stuff. But what fucked up about it was a very bad video of Mr. Mom, like a copy of a copy of copy. So Mr. Mom looked like a bootleg almost. So I saw Mr. Mom first time. It was jumping like an actual like a copy off cable type of shit.
Yeah,
it wasn't a full blown original take because it was for free. So for free, you gotta get free shit. So I remember that thing. McDonald's, I think, did that.
I do remember that, Jack, because I remember it was Mr. Mom, Bill and Ted's like Bogus Journey, and like one other movie. And it was Bogus Journey, Mr. Mom, and like a few other MGM titles that were available. But I do remember that.
I just wanted to answer this guy's question. If you enjoy it, go for it, man. As long as you're having fun with it, it's never too late.
No, it's not. If it's something you're passionate about, I suggest giving it a shot. Don't be too discouraged if you don't automatically get like a ton of views or get a lot of stuff going initially. Just keep going at it. The only reason why I'm doing stuff is because Matt inspired me and told me to do the exact same thing years ago. Just like, hey, just go ahead and give it a shot, and the rest is history.
These two men right here, I'm proud to call my dearest friends. They both inspired me once upon a time years ago when I was on YouTube to do videos and whatnot. And when I first did it, it wasn't always great and whatnot. And I was like, where's the sub? Where the people with this? Don't rush for it. Don't ask for it. People will find you. Be patient and they'll come. And if they don't come, you don't worry about it. You keep doing your thing, You're going to make one video that's going to get very noticed. Whether it's a popular thing or something that's going to get you on the hot seat. You're going to get noticed, like it or not. How you take it, that's up to you. But,
usually for me, it's the latter, but
it's the latter or whatever, exactly.
Well, I mean, I've had a lot of stuff like that too,
That's it.
Hate videos and, people who just become obsessed with you.
Yeah, hate pages I got. Yeah. That was the worst one. I was like, fuck, check what was in the mail. I like doing this stuff, coming out here and hanging out with you guys and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goodfellas I did grow up with. Casino, I want to see it all the way through, but I do remember Joe Pesci stealing the show and whatnot in Casino. But Goodfellas is a great one. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
greatly missed and whatnot. But just go in with your own heart and such. You discover, give it a shot. If you feel it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And have titanium skin. Whatnot. My skin is not as strong as these guys here.
When you put yourself out there on the internet, and your full self, like honest, you share honest opinions and honest feelings and honest views, you're gonna get people who are
don't agree.
who don't agree, and they're going to do it in a way that's not necessarily always the most respectful.
Yeah.
I still don't get it. I don't understand why so many people take opinions personally, as if you smack their mom in the face or, you know, hit them in the face with your own dick. But, you know, it is
or
what
you
it
pissed on
is.
their face or something. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't get it. Just because I like a movie or I don't like a movie that you like or don't like, it's just
what I never understood was they hate on you or me or any of us, right, for a film that we didn't like that they love. And they think by hating on us more, that's gonna make us change our mind about the film. No, it's not. It's gonna make us hate the fucking film more.
Yeah.
Right or wrong? It's not gonna change my mind.
Right.
I'm gonna hate the film more now. I didn't like it. Now I definitely don't like it, thanks to what you guys are doing.
Or the opposite. Now I love the Batman even more now because you're like, oh, you like the Batman? Unsub.
Hey, good. Be my guest. Go. Don't get mad at people unsub. They unsub. They go somewhere else. That's it. That's the way it is.
I will say this as well, since things have kind of changed on this platform, it is going to be a little more difficult to get things going, especially when there's just so many other people that are doing the same thing. So don't get too discouraged initially because of that, because that's just kind of a given when it comes to YouTube right now.
Yeah, just keep at it. And if you enjoy it, and you take it day by day, sooner or later, 1, then 2, then 5, then 10 will show up, and it'll go from there.
Yeah, that's it.
But that's the best way to end it. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. 3 hours have passed by very quickly.
A lot of fun.
And thank you, people in the chat. I hope you have a good night.
Thank you all for the good questions.
Yes, thank you for the questions. And I want everyone out there to take it day by day, be careful, and have a good week.
Okay, bless you guys.
Later.
Thank you for your cooperation, and have a nice day.
That's it. Later. That's it. Ciao.
Take care.
Stay out of trouble.
That's right.